Salute, salute, my peoples. What's good? Avery Adams, salute in the super chat. He said, time to cook. Salute, salute. Give me a second, man. I'm trying to get them on, and I'm trying to work the stream, man, because you know this kind of different for me, man. This new format that they have, man. I can't see anything. Avery Adams, Ty King alive, C Money 815, 661 Eric, salute. Julius Franklin, salute. Kai Boog, salute. I can't really I'm trying to figure this out as we go. So just give me a second, all right, y'all? We're gonna cook, man. Leon Robinson, Brandon Hicks, salute. I'm trying to have a special show here today, man. And Dahlia Internet, peace and blessings to you, Queen. Quan 43, salute. Shadow 979, salute. Tony Dior, salute. Jermaine Johnson, DB, No Slack 504. JC, salute. Brothers UK, salute. Sirius Jones, salute. This new format, y'all see it on KF Harris, salute. Phil J 508, salute. Bumpy Thompson, salute. Stephen Lamontes Hawkins, salute. Muhammad Arif, salute. Tony Dior, salute. So I'm trying to figure this out, man. So just bear with me, my peoples. Lou Hinton, my brother, salute. I'm still trying to figure out how we work this new format. So salute to y'all, man. Yeah, man. This is why I didn't have special guests on, because this YouTube has a new format, man, on how to my brother Fred, Barbershop Conversations, man, shout out to him. He gave me the directions on it. Derek Joyner, Jeremiah Joseph, salute. Thomas Chandler, salute. And I don't even know if y'all can see the thumbnail or nothing, man. But I wanted to get on the champ, Steve Cunningham, and Nicholas Asberry. So we could cook on, you know, these things that's taking place today's time, man. And how come, you know, we're not getting other boxers standing up? You understand what I'm saying? There you go, right there. We got Steve in the building. Good.
Hey,
What's
what's up,
going on
brother?
with
I'm
you?
sorry, my I don't have this.
You there? You on mute. You got yourself on mute, Steve.
Hey, hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, I don't have the my iOS isn't updated, so you won't be able to see me, but we can rap.
Okay. Yeah, this I'm trying to, it's a new format that YouTube did, so I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I did interviews on this before, and I don't have the update. I haven't updated my iPad yet.
Yeah. This is like, I can't really see. I'm just now being able to figure out how to see the chat, and you know, this new format that YouTube put out there. But I want to welcome the champ, man. How you doing, King? How you doing, champ?
Doing, man, doing good. A little angry, frustrated, man, with the situation going on, but I'm happy that people have been. We've got some people that rallied with us, you know, from other races, and people are standing with us, and a lot of people understand what's going on. You know, it's been going on too long, man.
Yeah, it's a horrible situation, man, and the worst part about it is, and once upon a time, you know, they at least tried to hide it.
Oh yeah, try yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
now they looking right in the camera
Right,
and not even budging, man, and that's a problem.
right. And I tell people, man, I tell people all the time when I'm talking, when I'm debating these race issues, I'm like, black people have been saying this for generations. This is what the cops do. We've been saying this. My grandfather had police brutality stories. My dad, myself. but now it's you know, you guys see it on camera, and some of you still denying it. But for some reason, this murder by cop, this execution, this lynching by cop touched a bit of these white people, you know, because there are more, we've been seeing more than ever white people speaking out now, you know, and I'm like, yo, that's what's up. About damn time.
Yeah,
You know?
it amazes me, man, because you know you competed at the highest level in this sport that we love,
Yeah.
in the boxing. You know, you served the country as well, and
Yes.
you know, you was a world champion. You know, so there's not too much that somebody could tell you that you experienced this, right? My thing is, it just amazes me that we get the same crop of athletes, boxers, that stand up, man. And I wanted to ask you, man, um, you know, you guys are boxers, you guys are fighters, and I said this
Right.
stream the other day. I said, you guys are fighting for revenue. You fighting. You putting your life on the line when you step through the ropes. You fighting.
Yeah.
You guys are naturally fighters at heart. So why
Right.
fight for our existence? Why is there
And,
hesitation? How come
I'm
we get Steve Cunningham? We know Steve Cunningham gonna stand up. We know Deontay Wilder's gonna stand up. He gonna
right.
stand up. But we know we waiting for Nicholas Asberry, and but it's the same amount of boxers all the time. But you get these boxers, they don't mind jumping in front of the camera to show us the jewelry, the diamond, the cars,
Right.
the houses. Stand in front of the camera now for the revenue. You fight for the revenue. You put your life on the line. Now we need you to stand on the front line with Steve Cunningham and stand up for something other than revenue. Stand for our existence because it's in danger. Could you just
Right.
say that?
Right. Some of these, listen, man, I'm gonna put it as frank and clear as I can. Some of these Negroes, they forget because they got a little money that they not still nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like they simply forget that fame. And I know it. I had the fame, you know, I still have a bit of it. You know, I am the two-time world champ, you know, so that fame can go to your head, that money can go to your head. People just patting you on your backs, nut sucking you all day. Hey man, to a man's head, and they will do whatever it takes to keep that. So mugs know if they speak out against racism or police violence that's affecting our people, they know that's going to turn off some of those whites who are a large part of their fan base. They know that, so they want to keep that money. You know, it's all about money and monetary gain for them and fame. So, I mean, I seen Floyd Mayweather's video where he stated, somebody asked him a question about police brutality, and he goes, "I'm Floyd Mayweather," and he kicks it back to boxing. It's like, wow, like wow. I mean, really not wow, because for those of us who know Floyd or have heard the stories about Floyd, that shouldn't be a surprise, you know. But you know what I'm saying? That's the type of dude he is. And hey, whatever. You know, we lose one of you. There's millions more, you know, or tens of more Steve Cunninghams out there, so they can have him. You know what I'm saying? Go on with that crap.
And yeah, and he said Colin Kaepernick need to stand up and get the money because all
Yeah.
lives matter.
See, these. That's what I'm saying. The money is guys like him. Money is their god, and the main issue is he's creating uh followers who think like that also. Is you got a lot of these other young fighters. I mean, don't get it twisted. Floyd's a great fighter. He is an awesome fighter. He may be, I believe he is the greatest of all time as a fighter. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but when it comes to Muhammad Ali being the greatest of all time fighter and you know, and man included, Muhammad Ali got him for that. You know, outside the ring, I don't want to watch 15 minutes of Floyd. But
Mm-hmm.
in the ring, I watched the whole fight. He's, you know, he's a great fighter. But him as a person, from what I've seen and what I've known, and the stories I've heard from people that I know, I'm cool, man. I can pass on that guy. You know,
Right.
so guys like that, they, you know, that's the way he is. You know, he's not going to change. money is his master. Money is his master.
And it's truly unfortunate, man, because it seems like in every sport that we get, say you consider him the greatest. I consider him the greatest boxer as well inside the ring. And it's unfortunate that it seems like in every single sport, the pinnacle, the guy that's at the top, Michael Jordan, Floyd, in football, you know, Jerry Rice, you know, or whomever. It just seems like it's like they're in their ear, and it's like they all are reluctant. Tiger Woods, you know, I'm not black, I'm Asian. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
but you know, see, this is my thing when it comes to these fights. When it comes to anybody or black people, when they talk about this mixed crap, you know, I am a Hebrew Israelite, and we dig deep into the scriptures, into history, into all of this stuff. So one thing that I found out that I didn't, well, many things I found out I didn't know, but one thing I found out that I didn't know that I kind of supported was this mixed thing. Oh, you know, my kids are mixed because my wife is quote unquote Puerto Rican, but in all actuality, when you look at it, the slave trade came through South America, Puerto Rico, Cuba, you know what I'm saying, Dominica. So all of them people down there are our people. You know, we're all related. Now, when it comes to mixed race, you are what your father is. Period. If your father was a black man and his father was a black man, you're a black man. You know, if your father was a white man and his father was a white man and so on, you are a white man. I don't care if your mom's black or your mom's Asian, if your mom was a damn Martian. You know what I'm saying? You are, the seed is from the father. You know, that's biblical and that's scientific. So you are what you are. So Tiger Woods and all these other guys talking this nonsense about, oh, I'm this, I'm that. Everybody want to be something other than what we are. Then you know.
Yeah, and
they want to be something other than what you really are. And it was like that when I.
You there, Steve? Champ, you there? See, this new format, man. I think he froze. You there, Champ? Yeah. See.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Sorry about that.
No problem. No, that's.
Yeah, I think it might be my signal, my connection, but my bar.
No, it's not you. It's the new format because I was frozen when you was talking.
Okay, so where you?
I didn't. We didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear nothing you said.
All right, so I was saying about the seed, with the mixture of people talking about I'm mixed. We're mixed, and I'm like, exactly from what I've learned, you know, in digging and reading biblically and scientifically, you are what your father is.
Right.
You know, so if your father is a white man and his father's a white man, you're a white man, no matter if he married or if your mom's a black woman. You know, people have.
See, there it goes again. There you go. There you go.
Here we go. So so basically, just black people kind of want to be everything other than just black. Dude, you black. Your dad's black. You are black. The seed comes from the father.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's, you know, and like I said before, that's biblical and scientific. So, be who you are, man. The good hair is nappy hair, you know, because it's the original. It's the first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Good eyes is the brown eyes. Anything lighter than that is what do you call that? I forgot. Oh man, I just told my cousins and my nephew and them that. But blue eyes is
likes melanin.
Breakdown.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
it likes melanin, and that's why I tell people. See, a lot of people don't. I'm glad you said that because a lot of people don't understand. Anything that points to the ground means it's dying. Anything that up means is living, right? Because towards the sun. So when you have a black person, your hair is the way it is because it connects with the sun, and people don't understand that. But when you have flat, it's dying. It's just like a rose. When a rose is good, it stands straight up. When it's dying, it goes down. It's just like plants. It just, you know, we don't understand. And nature tells us it's a map quest for life. And people don't understand because we don't pay attention to nature. We don't pay attention to just regular old, everyday life because we're so distracted with a 9 to 5, you know what I mean? With television, these are things that distract you from having, take you from reality. I always says, you watch a movie, it helps you escape reality, and people don't like to live in reality. You know what I mean? So, but hey, champ, you there? Yeah, it happened again. See this format, man. When he's talking, I'm frozen. When he's frozen, I can talk. I don't know why is it doing this. You see that? Let's see if I can remove him and bring him back in. You there, champ? Yeah, I don't know why is it doing this, man. You there? Try to get him to beam back in. There you go. Yeah. Yep. You there, champ? Champ, you there? Yeah.
Yo, I'm here, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still here.
It must be this format, man.
That's cool. That's cool.
Nildo MS said every life matters. The problem is people love to bring that up, but black lives are not mattering. Look in the manner that we're being killed out here.
Listen, for people who say every life matters, let it out. Because nobody wasn't screaming that until we started screaming Black Lives Matter. Let's tell that to a cancer patient. Let's go to the cancer ward and scream, oh, AIDS patients matters too. To
Right.
the person that they got cancer. That's the most deflective shit I've ever heard. All lives matters. No, we ain't talking about all lives. All lives don't matter because, oh man, God, don't get me started, bro. You know what I mean?
No,
All lives
you
don't
go
matter.
ahead and cook. Go ahead and cook on it.
If all lives matter, then you wouldn't have no issue about me saying Black Lives Matter because it's alive, you dumbass. These people, man, white America, the world, all of us, even Black Americans, we have been taught to hate ourselves, just like they have taught their children to hate us. They've taught us. We thanks to Martin Luther King for bringing us into this damn system that hated us. They taught us to hate ourselves. We allowed them to teach us to hate ourselves, just like they were teaching their children to hate us. So now we've taken on all of this stuff because, again, we wanted everything the white man had. Oh, I want to eat at the restaurants the white man eat at. I want to do this the white man do. I want to drink on his water fountain. And it's like, yo, go make your own, which we did have. Ain't nothing wrong with what we created. Black Wall Street, and there were other towns like that. That's just the one, that's just the popular one. So, but we had this guy who brought us into this system, which, like I said in another interview, I have the speech Malcolm X put out that stated Martin Luther King was paid by the Kennedy administration to do this, to head up the civil rights movement. But with that being said, these people like dude talking about all lives matter. Subconsciously, he don't like us. Subconsciously, he don't give a fuck about black people because it's put into our subconscious to hate ourselves, to hate our hair, got us permanent, got our women permanent hair. Everybody, the white image is white is right. You know,
Right.
got our men wanting to do this, wanting to be like the white men. You know, we've all been taught to hate us. So that shit he talking all lives matter. That's a subconscious, deep, racist hate towards us. I don't want to hear that shit, man. Don't tell me no all life matter.
Right. Do you think? Let me ask you this question, because he feels that the worst thing that happened to us was segregation, was to end it.
No doubt. I completely feel that. Yes, indeed, because when we desegregated and joined, I mean, just listen to it, say it out loud. When we desegregated and joined the system that hated us, you know, these are the same people that we went to our ancestors or my grandfather and mother went to their restaurants and they said, nigger, get out of my store. I ain't feeding no niggers here. F out of here. So Martin Luther King march, he does this, and I don't even know what they get a little bill signed. So now we have a piece of paper that says, oh, you gotta feed the black people now. So a couple weeks later, we go back to that same restaurant. The heart ain't changing that person.
Right.
He still hate quote unquote niggas. You know what I mean? He still think we're underneath him. He still think we're not a full human being. So, but we come with a piece of paper saying, hey, look, you got to feed me now. So, okay, it's the law. Okay, cool. He going to go in the back, spit, shit, do whatever he going to do to your food and bring it out to you. You know, why would I want that? That's the same thing with the education system. Right. People get mad. Oh, they not teaching our kids our history system. You damn right they not. If you come to my house, I'm gonna tell you about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you my stuff. You gonna come to my house, on the wall, you're gonna see pictures of me, boxing, pictures of my family. It ain't gonna be no pictures of your family here. Ain't gonna be no books about or no photo albums about your family and none of that. So that's the same thing that we did. We came into their world. We're brought into their world. And try to, and you ain't gonna change. Look, nobody's gonna come over. No visitors coming to my house, and you're gonna rearrange my living room. Right. You know what I mean? You're not. Oh, that's over. Should be there, motherfucker. You just here for. You just got here. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even want you here to begin with. So that's basically what happens, and what has happened. So we joined a system that hated us, that wanted to kill, that didn't think we were fully human. And we gave our children to teach my children, give my children a religion. You know what I'm saying? We got their God. That's why Jesus is white in them churches. You know, that's their image.
I never understood how people can't. You know, it just comes down to simple common sense, right? You know, you're gonna place up in your house what suits you and your lifestyle. You're not going to play. It's just like, you know, I say, like you just said, I always say this. I say, if you take a tiger and put them in the same habitat as a lion, just because they cats, just because they have similarities, they walk on all fours, just because their eating habits are similar, don't mean they're the same.
Exactly, bro. I go through this all the time. I've actually just answered a question similar to that on Facebook in the last hour, where the guy's like, oh, you know, we're all the same. There's only two people in the world, good and bad. I said, man, listen, cut that bullshit out. Cut that bullshit out. I said, number one, good and bad are traits. You know what I'm saying? Good and bad are traits and habits or whatever, you know, that people can, that any nationality or race or whatever can take on at any given minute. You know, shoot, my views of keeping my hair nappy and keeping my children's hair nappy and puffed out and just let it grow, sending them to school is bad to these white people who made these rules against their hair. You know, but the hair is great to me. So that shit, man, people, listen, people are scared to say it. Don't be scared to say we are different. We are very different. Right. Just like you said, yeah, we're humans. Right. But we are very different. Very different in diet. We are different in and speaking of diet, I don't even know if you heard Dr. Sabi say this, but this crap just threw a light on in my head years ago. And Dr. Sabi was like, listen, when they took a people from the tropical climate, climate with different food grows that we ate of the earth. They took those people and enslaved them and brought them to a colder climate, into a different land, and started feeding them another people's diet. This is where all the sickness is coming from, because we didn't drink the cow's milk. You know, we didn't eat this, we didn't eat that. That's not our diet. That's the white man's diet. That's why black people have sickle cell. That's why black people are the highest in blood pressure and this and that. We're the ones who are ahead in those diseases, because this ain't our diet.
Right. And they don't understand. They don't understand, champ. They don't understand that they look at two human beings standing there.
Yeah.
And understand that we have different digestive systems. It's just like a man and a female, right? We go through different changes in our physical. Yeah, but our bodies are different. Our digestive systems are different. Our torsos are different, right? Taller, right? So the length amount of time to digest it takes you go through your digestive tract is different, and people don't understand this. They just want right. It's a brainwash system.
But this is again back to what I said. Their system is teaching us. So their system is teaching us about them. They're teaching us about them. That's this whole thing with the I'll go even a little deeper. That's this whole thing with in schools. They talk about, oh, we all come from ape or the caveman. That's not our people. That's the European people. Science says that the Asians and Europeans have Neanderthal DNA, where the African, the South American, all the brown people don't. That's science. So they're teaching us their history when they say, oh, we come from the caveman. No, bro, you come from the caveman. You come from the caveman in the mating of the Neanderthal and the Denisovan, the mating with the original man.
Right.
That's where you come from. We are from the original man.
Right.
And that's
right. And you know, that's why there's so much disdain towards us, because it's actually they actually admire. It's an admiration of us, right?
Hate us because they can't be us. And I mean, let's get to boxing with this. Look at Paulie Malignaggi. So I saw where he says, oh, the era of the black fighter is over.
Right.
He says the era of the black fighter is over. The Eastern Europeans are taking over boxing, and I'm like, yo, is he saying what Eastern Europeans is ruling boxing right now? What, Tyson Fury and Lomachenko? That's it. That is it. You know, everywhere else it's Latinos and so-called black people.
Right.
You know, and it's always been like that. Like, you know, so I just, you know, some of these people, man, the hate is, and he said it like it felt good to him, you know, like, yeah, oh man, yeah, that's over for them. Like, and it's like, yo, bro, where'd you get your tutelage from, bro?
Right.
You get that from some white dudes, and you got that from being around with black fighters, learning from them, you know, watching them. So,
and the worst part about that is, I feel like the comfortability and audacity when you have Devin Haney says, "I'll never let a white fighter beat."
Yes, sir. Yes,
he's
sir.
made to feel uncomfortable. But Malignaggi could sit there and say, well, the black fighter era is over. That era is over. And he says it with such conviction, like you said, and comfortability and pride. And then you get Larry Merchant saying, well, Deontay Wilder lost, and there goes the last black heavyweight black hope.
Wow.
How dare you?
We ain't never had a black hope. Y'all are the ones who had the hope. We have been the heavyweight champions, you know? And you know what I mean? So we've been dominant in the heavyweight championship era, throughout the heavyweight championship lineage, period. You know, so okay, you got a Tyson Fury. Shoot, to tell you the truth, Tyson Fury should have been disqualified fighting me. I stopped. I should have. His whole undefeated was stopped with me in all actuality. But you know, the powers that be, quotations, you know, saw fit to not even do anything about all of that. You know,
Right.
and I know why, because I was part of it. I filed the protest to protest it and overturn that his win, because that was some bull. He literally broke the rule verbatim, what it says to not do in the New York State Athletic Commission's rules. We get to the office, we get to Melvina Lathan, was the president at the time, and we read, my wife, who's my manager, reads the statute, quotes the statute, and that's literally what Fury did. You cannot use your forearm to fighter there to commit a KO.
Right.
So like, I'm like, damn, we got slam dunk. This joint can get overturned to a no contest, you know?
Right.
And they come back weeks later, oh, we didn't see anything illegal. So, you know.
And the amazing part about that is it gets overlooked.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And it's amazing to me, right? Because right now, while you've been saying this, right? You was wrongfully done in the fight, but because Tyson Fury comes out and he says he overshadows it by saying my toughest fight is Steve Cunningham, and you dropped him, and then it's just like it gets swept under the rug because he's like, that was my toughest fight,
right?
And and it just amazes me how people could just turn a blind eye to all of these allegations against him.
Right.
I mean, you've never, your credibility is there's no scratch, no marks on your credibility.
Thank you.
Deontay Wilder's credibility, there's no scratch and marks on there. You get Asberry to say, hey, look what he did to me in sparring. And then you get a guy that has no connections to you, Asberry, Christian Hammer, Deontay Wilder, a guy miles away in the UK, this guy Martin Carefoot that comes out and he says, hey man, this dude paid me, was supposed to pay me to cover this up. And yet he gets the benefit of the doubt over y'all. How is that possible?
You know why? I mean, because boxing, they won a white champion. Fury is flamboyant. He is boisterous. He sells, you know. So we can go with the race. We can go with the money aspect of it, and let's go with the race part again. They don't care about the black fighters in boxing. I freaking for a fact. I know that for a fact. You know, how do I get blatantly robbed on NBC in Pennsylvania, fighting a dude from another country where I clearly, Stevie Wonder saw me beat that dude. Shoot, I ran into Larry Holmes the weekend after my fight with Adam. I ran into Philly at an event, and he grabbed me and was like, "Yo," he said, they did a number on you, man. I was like, bro, thank you, you know, thank you. I was over it. I had already been cheated about 3 times dealing with these European fighters in Europe and even here in America. So I was over it already. But you know, like I told Brother Nazim after that fight, that second fight with Adam, I was like, man, I'd retire if I made that crazy money like a 2-time world champion made. I've been retired. I'm like, right now, I'm just fighting. I want to fight to make fights and make money and just go on and get out. But I loved it so much, I got right back into it.
Right.
Because I still was able, and I enjoyed just the whole part of boxing, the training aspect, the getting stronger, getting better, meeting the challenge, and that's why I chose the Fury fight. I'm like, yo, this dude is 6'9". You know, if I beat him, it makes me look good, and they will know that I am ready for Klitschko or so and so, because that was the worst. Cunningham's not big enough.
Right.
So I would fight and beat to show them, yo, I handle these big guys, I'm strong in them. But you know, so the powers that be, they wanted Fury to win. He won. Also, people have to realize this one thing that a lot of people don't take into account. That fight with Fury was for I believe the number 1 spot to fight Black, or number 2 spot. And there's a lot of betting in boxing, a bunch, especially at that level. That was that was to get to the heavyweight world title, Vladimir. So there's a lot of betting behind that. So when I protested the hearing, in order for me to in order, if I would my protest, which would have turned into a no contest, then does the betting money go back to the people? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do the winnings go back to the people who bet on Fury, or you know what I'm saying? What happens?
Right.
Because, and that's a lot. That plays a big part in all of this stuff. So it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of aspects, but on top, like even in my fight with Adam, the second fight, they first announced it a draw, and me and Nazim, we threw face from that. Like, what? Are you serious? Ain't no draw. Then they're like, oh, we messed the scorecards up. Let's retally them. So on the screen, after when I seen it when I got home, you had my promoter, Kathy Duva, who is Adam's promoter, and the Pennsylvania Boxing Commission, Greg Serb, they're over there scratching out numbers and writing in numbers on the scorecards.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the, and it's like, really, it's like, wow, they want Adam. You want Adamic to go fight Vladimir and get his brains beat too?
Right.
But so it is what it is, man. Listen, people who tell me that race doesn't play a factor in anything, and this is my thing when it comes to boxing also. I'm like, they say, what about racism in boxing? So listen, do you know there's racism in the police? We know that. We know there's racism in schools. We know there's racism in every job, in every aspect of our lives here in America. But at the gates of boxing, it stops.
Amazing.
You actually believe that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
At the gates of boxing, this judge who is probably a part of the KKK, let's just use this as an example. He's probably or probably has these racist, prejudiced views towards blacks and Latinos. Now this black fighting a white kid. You don't think this judge is going to be biased?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Shoot. It is what it is, man. So that's why
it's just like I don't know if you saw the Canelo Alvarez Sergey Kovalev fight, right? But when Canelo Alvarez made his ring walk, and this is what I was telling people when they think there's no corruption within the sport of boxing, right? When they try to dismiss it, we know it's there, right? And just if you're a fan of a boxer or a race or something like that, you try to overlook it. That's simply what it's down to. Because when you looked at the Canelo Alvarez Sergey Kovalev fight, I don't know if you noticed this, but when Canelo Alvarez made his ring walk, before he even made the ring walk, on the big screen, they had him congratulations to the 4-time world champion. The fight didn't even start. He didn't make the ring walk. Like, whoever made that mistake, how is he announced as the 4-division world champion when he didn't even get in the ring yet?
Damn.
And then I show people this. You can see it blatantly. It's the big screen. They're announcing, congratulations, 4-time world champion. He didn't even get in the ring yet. But you are handing him the 4th division. It's like, and it's like I try to tell people, wake up. Right. It's not that you were asleep. You don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit
it. Yeah, it's just like racism. They don't want to see it. It don't affect them, so it don't matter. And with boxing, I got entertained, so whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. And another thing with when it comes to boxing and fans about and dealing with a situation that they should continue to speak about. Man, listen, this is just entertainment to them. So once that fight happens, Steve Cunningham fought Tyson Fury. Oh, he got job. All right, who's fighting next weekend? And who's fighting the weekend after? And they forgot about it. They move on. It's like boxing. Boxing's a drug, and you give them their hit. This is the same thing I've been experiencing since I haven't been in the ring for so long. Fans start falling off. People who call you their homie that you met in boxing, they start falling off because you start seeing like, yo, you just here for the boxing. You just here for the I got to fight. Hey man, yeah, what's up, man? I can't wait. We coming. We gonna support you. Okay, bro. But you ain't my homie. You can do all that, but I see you ain't the homie I thought you was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't the cool peoples I thought you were. You just here for the high, for that high that being around a boxer gives you, or knowing, oh, hey man, I just called Steve Cunningham up on the phone. Yeah, just talk to him for 20 minutes. You know,
Right.
that's what you're there for. But when Steve Cunningham's not a name, they don't even call me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't call or come around. You know, so it's
and that's another thing. I'm glad you said that, is because it's like right now, just the fact that Steve Cunningham is on the front line,
right.
What you're using who Steve Cunningham is,
Right,
as a way to express your voice goes way farther than mine's go. And Steve Cunningham is saying, listen, you're not seeing Steve Cunningham.
Yeah.
Seeing the issue. And that's where the issue comes in, where I say these guys don't realize that your star power can go a lot. Muhammad Ali is perceived as Muhammad Ali, how we see him, because of what he did outside of the ring.
Outside of the ring, exactly.
Right. And this is what this is what I don't understand, how we could get the usual Steve Cunninghams, the usual Deontay Wilders, the usual same old guys that's putting it on the front line, and it becomes, this is why I say, when we have a Steve Cunningham, when we have a Deontay Wilder, we must protect the Steve Cunninghams and the Deontay Wilders, because they are standing on our shoulders and they can see much further. And so we must protect them, because they go further than just the entertainment. Like you said, the hit, when the hit is over, right? Yeah, Steve Cunningham don't have to stand up for the people that he stands up for.
Right.
That you can't. We know who Steve Cunningham is. Steve Cunningham don't know every person that know who he is. And so it's not necessary. Steve Cunningham could say, why do I have to do that? Because you don't. Right. But you say it because it's who you are. And this is what I don't understand, what our people is, because you don't have to do this. For Black History Month, Deontay Wilder didn't have to dress up in all black and represent us. He didn't have to do that.
That was dope as fire too.
Right. And so Steve Cunningham don't have to be here on a Saturday afternoon for an hour and a half talking to us.
Right.
You could be with your family. You could be enjoying. No, but you see further than your just immediate bubble. And this is what I said, and this is why I try to attest to our people, is that when we have a Steve Cunningham, we must protect them by all means.
Yo, good, man.
Because you are the golden key. And this,
I tell you, I look at, and I follow a lot of fighters, you know, a few of them. I don't follow a lot of the, big guys, you know what I'm saying? Because for one reason, I just don't like being lost in the comments. If I say, yo, what's up to you, I want a response.
Right.
That's just how I am, especially if we on quote unquote on the same level. You might be champion right now, but I was champ yesterday, so and you'll be champ yesterday in the future. Remember that. You better remember that. So I don't follow a lot, but a few I do. But I see those guys, and I'm like, I see how a lot of them don't even mess with none of these racial issues that's going on with the situation that we are still in. I won't say that we're in like it's new. This shit ain't new, but with the situation that we are still in as a people, with this racist stuff, with cops killing us and getting away with it, I look at them like you useless. You are useless, because really, in all actuality, I mean, look at COVID-19. Look what COVID-19 did to everything. Shut it down. Ain't nobody champ right now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody fighting right now.
Right.
Ain't nobody doing much. Can't go to work right now. Shoot, they mad if you come outside in some places. What if that's the everyday norm at some point, and there is no more sports? So you champions, you athletes, you ball players, you movie stars, you black athletes and actors. What if all that got shut down? They just showed you they can shut it down for as long as they want. Right. Your shit shut down. Your whole fame, all your shit is done. So don't act like I just can't stand mugs who act like they're not part of this, or this ain't affecting their people, or there is no unity, which we know is hard. But I just can't get with these guys, man. And dudes like Floyd are the example, like that. It's like, bro, if he spoke out the thing that just him, just because of his status, if he spoke out about what's going on in depth and denounce this crap on the man, you know what I mean? That would spark probably the next Malcolm X, man.
And that's what I'm saying. Can you imagine, right? The message was saying, let's say Floyd said, "Hey, Steve, hey, let's go over here," and he called up Deontay. Yo, Deontay, let's go over here. And he called up Errol Spence. Hey, Errol, let's go over here. Hey, Bud Crawford. Hey, come with me over here. And do you imagine what can take place? Hey, he hit up Anthony Joshua. Hey, listen, I know you in the UK, but you one of us. Look at what's going on over here. I need you to come over here.
Yep.
Right? Yep. And can you imagine the movement? Just the people would just respond just off of the visual.
Just off of it. Exactly. That's a powerful. That's just. In society today. And yesterday. Times past. Being an athlete, being a gladiator, that was prestigious. More prestigious than a successful businessman. Because people want. That's something everybody can't do. Everybody can't be a world champion. So they admire that. Everybody can go. Anybody can go to business school and learn how to run a business or do this and that, but you can't. Everybody's not willing to do what it takes to be a world champion. Right. So they look up to us, and I understand the torch that I have to carry. Just as a black man, as a black athlete, as a father, I understand there's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of people that are watching me of my race. You know what I mean? The world is watching me, but also I'm more concerned about my people, uplifting them. Right. They need it because nobody else ain't doing it.
Right.
No other races are doing it. Right. If we don't do it for ourselves, nobody will do it. It won't get done.
Right. And then you get Canelo Alvarez speaks out about it.
Yo, I seen that. Yo.
It's amazing, right?
Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia.
Right. They come out and they speak out, but yet we haven't heard from anybody else other than Steve Cunningham. I don't understand. Like that's so it's disappointing to say the least. It's truly disappointing, man. It's like, the amount of change that could be sparked from
yeah, I'm here. I'm still
okay. The amount I was saying is so disappointing because the amount of change that we could spark from you guys' star power is if like I just said, if you, Floyd Mayweather, Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence, Crawford, and Gary Russell, and guys got together, you know how much pressure that puts on Patrick Mahomes in the NFL. You know how much pressure that puts on these NFL superstars. That and then LeBron James joins in. You know how much pressure that puts on all the other NBA stars.
Right. That's dope, man. That's
right. They can't. Right. Even if they don't agree, they're gonna feel the pressure to have to respond. That would be our modern day. You remember the pictures we had with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Jim Brown and all the black athletes, Muhammad Ali in one room.
Yep. You
can't
get that today.
Right. We can't get it today.
You can't get that today because these mugs are so worried about it's such a mindset of selfishness now amongst us versus what the mindset was back then as a unified front. We are a people. I am Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is me. We are together. They're affecting
Yeah, I think that they did it to you again, champ. Wow, I think he's frozen. Salute to Dahlia Internet in the super chat. You're not a boxer, but you always fight for us. Yup. Salute to everybody in the super chats. If I missed it, I apologize, man. I'm trying to stroll up. Salute to my brother Fanan International Boxing Channel. Salute to him in the super chat. He said, great work. I can't get to the other super chats, man. Salute to my brother Ronald Finkley in the super chat. I see. I can't get to the rest, man. I don't know why it's blocking me. Sorry, y'all, man. I'm seeing it the last second. It's a new way of dealing with it. Champ, you still there? I think he can hear me, but we can't hear him. That's YouTube, man. I was trying to get Nicholas Asberry on, man. He said he was coming on. I wanted to both of them because they both had experience with there he goes. There you go, champ.
All right, what up, bro?
Yeah. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, so I was just saying, man, we appreciate what you do, and people don't understand, they don't realize, there's levels of targets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Steve Cunningham is on the front line. You are a much bigger target than I am. Right. Because of who you are, what you've done, in the overall in its entirety. Right. You for what you do, standing up for us, and that's appreciated. I just want you to know it don't go unappreciated, because it takes a lot, man, because we see when they fear people with huge status like yourself, that don't go, that's the target. You know what I mean? We know how that is, when we speak out, man. They don't want you to speak.
Yeah. That's why it's great. It's great when we got a lot speaking out. It's like now you can't single us out.
Right.
You shut down this over here. You shut down Steve Cunningham over here, and then we got Ishe Smith over here talking. We got Deontay Wilder, then we got this guy. We got Austin Trout. We got so it's like we need we've got a squad. Brothers, boxers. We all on the same page, man. I see. I follow guys to get into this. Like today, I just made the post about Target. Target came out in another store that was burned and vandalized, burned down. The owner of that store, they basically both came out and was like, listen, if this helps burn my shit down, I'm not mad. I understand. I got insurance. I understand. Right. I'm standing with the people. This shit been going on way too long. I feel burn it down. I can build, I can rebuild. So, but seeing that today, and I made that post today, I addressed it to the people whom I dealt with yesterday. Black people talking about, oh, why they rioting. And I'm like, Negro, what you mean why they riot? It's wrong. They shouldn't riot. They shouldn't burn down. I said, man, listen, they ain't been listening from day one. They're still killing us. We went to their courts. The courts find them not guilty. They find themselves not guilty. Then we tried voting. Voting ain't been working. We've been voting for damn 5-6 decades, probably longer. That shit ain't worked for us. We still in the same situation. Right. When are you gonna get it through your head, bro? The bullies only react when you punch back in their face. Yep. They don't react. They only stop when you start beating them up. So now it's time to hit them. It's time to hit them back. Yep. At that. It's time to hit them back.
Yeah, we can't sit on our hands anymore idle.
No, sir, because we got our future to worry about. We got the little ones to worry about. We got ourselves to protect. I'm not going to, me personally, and this isn't just good. This isn't just tough guy talk. I don't need to act like a tough guy. I've already showed I'm a motherfucking tough guy. Right. But what I'm saying is real, true to life. I showed I'm a tough guy in two ways. One, by joining the military, willing to die for this fucking country that hates me. Secondly, by becoming a world champion. So I'm showed I'm a tough guy. Right. But what I mean now is what we need to do is, I can't see a cop brutalizing somebody, handcuffed, somebody subdued. I will not sit there and videotape if they're beating their ass or trying to kill them. I'm jumping in, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stop them by all means necessary. Now, there's a law called case laws. It's Adams versus State, which basically states you have the right to stop an unlawful arrest, even if it's to the death of the officer.
Wow.
If you're watching somebody, so, and Plummer versus State states that you have the right to resist unlawful arrest, even if it's unto the death of the officer. You can go down my page on Instagram, man. I posted it. I did a video the other day. I did a videos on it's on my page, and I detailed this. People don't know these laws. This is why they don't teach laws in school. You ever notice that they don't teach us the Constitution in school because they want ignorant to what the law states you can do. Now, if you beat up or shoot a cop in self-defense or kill him, and he's trying to lock you up or handcuff you, and it's unlawful, and you end up killing him or whatever, and you go to court, the judges are going to be like, yo, you can use Plummer versus State, you can use Davis versus State. The judge ain't going to do that. The judge is part of their system,
right?
You know, but if you find it and you're knowledgeable on it, you can use it. You can use it as your defense. It's law, and really, if it ain't law.
Yeah, you see, we having a great dialogue, man, and they continue to freeze us out. Hey, Drew Titan, I sent you a text right now, King. Check out your text. Salute. We had another super chat. My brother Yusuf Cobb in the super chat. Salute to Blue, Steve Cunningham, my fellow Philadelphian Blue. You are appreciated. You are my brother. Salute to you, Yusuf Cobb. Appreciate you. Hey, Drew Titan, I sent you something. Yeah, you see this new format, man. Yeah, it said it's buffering. I know. When it seems like when I'm talking, we can't talk simultaneously. It's like he gets pushed off, and there you go. Yeah, it's like when you talk, I'm frozen. When I'm talking, you get frozen. I don't know. They trying to block us, King.
They try, yeah, right. We can chalk it up to that.
They ain't liking this, man.
Word up.
But I saw but go ahead and keep educating us on those laws.
Yeah, so basically it's called case law. So if the Supreme Court voted on it or ruled it, I mean, it becomes law. So these laws are from there are some case laws from the 70s, 60s, 1800s, but they are law. And Plummer versus State is law. You know, you can resist unlawful arrest. The thing is, you have to know what an unlawful arrest is, you know? So this is why they don't teach law teach the Constitution in school, because they want you ignorant. They want you ignorant. So now when a cop comes up to you and just out of nowhere asks you for your ID, you bow down. Oh, here you go. I ain't got to give you shit. What crime have I committed? You know what I'm saying? What crime did I commit? Because that's the only time I must ID myself, when you suspect me of committing a crime. And it can't be no bullshit. Oh, well, she said, where's the evidence?
Right.
I'm going to keep it moving. Or if he want to be a dick, yo, I'm going to get your supervisor out here. If he still want to be a dick, put his hands on me, then I'm going to bust your ass. You know?
Right.
I'm going to bust your ass. Because once a cop is unlawful, he now becomes a criminal. He has now taken himself out of that position of a public servant to criminal. And I'm gonna do you like I do anybody else.
Right. And see, I talked to an officer yesterday, and I told the officer yesterday, I said that he said that, we all get, unfortunately, we all get held accountable when one officer does something. And I told him, I said that's due to the fact that, if you see, there was 4, 5, 6 officers when this gentleman was killed. So how about you if you walk up, and I told him, I explained to him, I said, if me and Steve, this is the way I explained it. I said, if me and you are in an altercation and you had a gun on me and they came up, they're going to draw their guns to protect me, right?
Right.
To preserve life. So if you're a fellow officer endangering the life of a citizen, then how about draw your weapon on that officer?
Exactly.
A criminal. And then the people will trust you at that point in time.
Right. And there you go. That's when police start gaining the trust of the people. When the quote unquote good ones start stopping these bad ones in the act. Right. But what we were seeing is all of you motherfuckers is bad. Because ain't none of y'all stopping the dude from killing or shooting some unarmed citizen. But I've seen a couple stories where there was a black female cop. She stopped these other cops from beating up on this homeless dude. And they turned around and started beating her up. Mm-hmm. The other cops, they started beating her up. So, and she got fired. You know, and there's tons of stories like that where if they inform or not inform, if they file a report on police misconduct on another police, they get treated like crap.
Right.
I've been 2 days on social media going back and forth with people. People talking about, yeah, I know female cops. This one guy goes, I know female cops that are all with us and this and that. I'm like, man, listen, ain't no cop good. I said, show me these female cops' social media, and so I can see how many times they done said something about police brutality,
right?
Or police killing somebody.
And hey, Steve, I'm getting ready to bring in my brother Drew Titan, and he's going to join us on the show.
All right, that's what's up.
And my thing is this: is how do we decipher who's good and who's bad? Because we see as a law enforcement now that the cop that's standing there witnessing it was Asian. He's standing there telling everybody else back off. He's Asian. He's sitting there watching this dude. You got 3 cops with knees on this guy. He's pleading for his life.
Right.
And then you got an Asian cop directing traffic, telling him don't get involved. But Drew Titan, what's going on with you, King?
What's good, family? Steve, what's good, fella? How you feel?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm good.
Chilling, man, chilling. I just walked in the crib and I turned it on and I heard y'all cooking. Listen, I'm just tired of having this conversation because it seems like just as long as fast as it goes away, it comes right back.
Yep.
It comes right back, and it's disgusting. And it's a sad state of affairs.
These are the ones that just get telepublicized.
That's right. I was just telling everybody, my aunt is 81, 82, and I showed her the video. And what was disgusting is, my family's from the South, and she looked at it, and she didn't break a stride. She just looked at it and she said, "That's terrible." And then she said, "That reminds me of the time." And she went into several stories. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, yo, what? And there's things that she told me that I didn't know about her. But that woman has been through some shit from the time she was a child all the way up until currently. You understand what I'm talking about? And the difference is it's just getting caught on video now. But what I showed her was not shocking. She told me several stories in under an hour about things she's witnessed. And trust me, what she told me was worse than what we saw on video.
Damn.
And and it's just getting caught. Now, what's messed up is even though we're catching it on video, these cops, some of them are going to trial, and some of them not even going to trial. They tried to give these guys paid leave. They tried to give these guys paid leave. And
you see what they're trying to do to this mug? They're trying to say he already had a medical condition, so he didn't solely die from the cop being on his neck.
They did the same thing with the brother in New York. They said he had a pre-existing condition. Now listen, how about this? Prove that condition would have killed him that day.
Exactly. That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm like, show me where he would have died if he had gotten his car and drove off.
Right. Exactly. It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. And the bottom line is the death wasn't considered a natural cause. You mean to tell me if I put my foot on your neck for 9 minutes, nothing's gonna happen to you?
Mhm.
And then there's more and more things we found out. We found out that they used to bounce at the same club.
For
They
years.
bounced at the same for years. So he knew that man. I'm telling you, when we find out what's happening, watch it be something silly. Watch it
Yeah,
be over something silly, like over a chick or something.
I even heard that they said that he George Floyd had wrote a bad check, a check that bounced to whatever business the officer's wife.
Really?
Yeah, I even heard that type of.
They said
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. Steve, Brothers UK in the super chat, he said he wanted to ask you again, what's the reference of the case, the law that you was talking about?
Oh, tell him it's Plummer versus State, Plummer versus State, 121 GA. Just put that in Google; it'll take you right there. Also, Davis versus State, 121 GA. It'll take you right to him. Bro, you have the right, and this is for, I don't know if it's for, universal, but it's United States though, so you might need to check the UK. You said he's from the UK, right?
Yeah, he's from the UK.
Yeah, I don't know. It may go for that too, but I'm not sure. But for the United States, that's law. You have the right to resist an unlawful arrest, even if you killed a cop. You have a right to help someone you see getting unlawfully arrested or dealt with by a cop, brutalized, beat. You can jump in and help them and relieve them.
Can I add to that? I understand that I don't know if this is urban legend or not. I never really researched it, but I understand that Tupac had an incident where he was helping somebody and he actually shot a cop or something.
Yeah.
And he got off because he was within his right. Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not. I
heard that too, but because that was my era when I was a teenager. I believe that maybe that might be true, but I don't know if you guys know the story. I think the guy was down in North Carolina, black dude. This was last year, sitting in his living room with his daughter watching a movie at like 1 something in the morning. Cops performing a no-knock raid, kicking his door. Of course, they didn't announce themselves. So this dude's sitting in his living room with his daughter, and obviously he keeps his gun close. Door gets kicked in, boom, he opens up, whop, kills a cop, and hits 2 more cops. Now, he's back home by 8 o'clock that morning, no charges. So
wow.
They try to act like if you touch a cop, you this and that. Man, listen, these cops are, when a cop is unlawful, he is out of the bounds of protection from the courts. You just have to know that he is unlawful,
Right.
Well,
hold on 1 second, Drew. Yusuf Cobb in the super chat, he said, I was a victim of police brutality while handcuffed. This was before Rodney King. I was blessed to knock out the detective that attacked me, and I ended up with all the charges. Yusuf Cobb said that.
Damn. He ended up with charges dropped?
He just said he ended up with all the charges. I don't know if they were dropped.
Yeah, that should mean dropped. Yeah, that's
what's up. Let me share this.
People don't know that cops, that's not their job description to beat you the hell up, but we don't say nothing. A lot of people just think that's the way it is, and they just don't press the charges. Or a lot of people don't know you could put a lien on a cop that does something to you. Now, if you don't know what that means you F that cop's life up. Look that up. He can't do nothing. He can't get a car. He can't do nothing until he pays you. You put a lien on a cop, you F them. Wow. I be trying to educate people, man. I learned a lot of this stuff in a 2-day seminar about the Constitution and about a lot of this stuff. And most people been putting liens on cops, man. F their whole issue.
See, those are things you don't know about. Those are things you don't hear about. Let me share this for those that don't know. Blue, I believe I told you, I'm a former member of service. And the amount of shit that don't make the news is part of the reason why I drive a bus today. And, there's a lot of things you see that you just say, yo, I can't do this in good conscience because this is disgusting. And one thing I remember in the academy, they would say things. Pretty much, we would leave with homework every day, going home, and I'm like, why the fuck are we even taking this badge? It's like we can't do. It's like we're more restricted than anything. But then I said that's not right because I'm a black man first, and I know what I dealt with before I even got to the academy.
Right, right.
So I'm like, where's this rules coming from? Are they really following it through? I don't know. Well, the answer is, let me tell you, the PBA and NYPD, they're strong.
Oh yeah.
And regardless of whether the officer's wrong or not, that guy is gonna fight for your ass and get you the least possible charge. At best, they will allow you to resign. Now, let me tell you how important this is. You could be dead wrong, right? And rather than you get fired, they allow you to resign, which protects your pension.
Yep.
You could have 19 years, 364 days on the job. And if they feel you're getting fired, they be like, yo, look, resign, save your losses so you can collect your pension when you become of age.
Yep.
They're going to do everything in their life to try and save you. Contrary to popular belief, Internal Investigations Bureau, there are some guys, because I knew some guys in that unit, they call them the rat squad, because they live to try and take your job.
Right.
And some of them are excessive because they just like firing cops. Those are the things the public won't know about. But me personally, it wasn't for me after a while. It was very depressing.
Yeah.
And I needed a way out. And the rules are very fugazi. And what I noticed in my company when I was in the academy, there was about 32 of us, I believe, in the company. And there was about 7 of us that was from the 5 boroughs. Right. Everybody else, all the white people, they were from Nassau, Suffolk County. And all they know about New York City was 34th Street and Times Square.
Yep.
And they have no idea, no concept of what it is to be posted on Brownsville at 3 a.m.
Right.
You take a white chick from Suffolk County and put her on a post 3 a.m. in Brownsville, Brooklyn, with guys walking around Brownsville looking like me.
Yep.
All right. When we had a detail, we was going to the gun range. We carpooled. I had to pick one of these girls up from the one of those trains, and we drove down 233rd Street and stopped right by the projects, Edenwald Projects, and we was going into the store. And I'm like, get out the car. And she says, no, where are we? And I'm like, what you scared of? Get out the car. She says, where are we? She's looking around. I'm saying, we going to the store. But where are we? I said, yo, the gun range is right here in City Island in Wildman's Neck. I said, we're like literally 5 minutes away. What are you scared of? We're in uniform, man.
Right.
What's wrong with you? She didn't want to get out the car. Now, here's the funny part. The store we was going to, the 47th precinct was right there. I said, you don't see the fucking precinct right there? What I'm saying is, she graduated and she went to one of those precincts in Queens. And I'm like, man, she's walking around with a Glock 19 scared out of her mind.
Right.
So what are you gonna do with that?
Right.
What are you gonna do with that? A guy just I'm like, I jokingly said it, but I wasn't really joking when I said I feel sorry for the first brother that walks up to her and asks her for directions when the sun is down.
Dang.
I feel sorry.
Dude, that's
hey, how do I get to Queens Boulevard? Police don't move. Whoa, what the fuck?
Right.
I was scared. I shot him. I was scared for my life.
Yep.
Right.
And this was right. And this was 2000. No, I'm sorry. This was 2000 and damn. I'm getting my years mixed up. But it was before the social media era. So basically, it'd be their word against her. Well, her word against theirs.
Right.
There weren't cameras. Big Brother 9/11 didn't really happen yet. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it's just crazy. This bird is trying to make a nest on my terrace. Get out of here. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And I've been around these people, so I understand the psyche. Mm-hmm. Just being in the academy, I understand, because the cats that grew up in the hood or just from the inner city had a different thought process than the cats from Long Island. the cats from Long Island, when we introduced ourselves to senior officers, and they all go around the room and they say, "Why do you want to be a cop?"
Right.
You get to them, they say, "Oh, well, you know, I always want to make a difference and I want to do this," and they give this big old speech and we clap. When they got to me, I said, "Look, man, I just wanted to get out of my mama house. I took a test. I passed, and I'm looking to do my 20 and out, and I'm gonna do this job to the best of my abilities." And people are like, "What? What the fuck? Come on, man."
That's the same thing with the military, man. Like these people, a lot of people don't realize the majority of the black people, and I'll say majority of the black people that join the military, we ain't patriotic. We ain't love this country. You know, we know what this country's done to us. We know what it is. Mothers just need a job. I joined the United States Navy in order to get out of Philadelphia because I knew I'd end up in jail or dead.
Thank you.
So I needed to get the hell out of Philly. So, and I wasn't able to go to college, so I really went for the GI Bill, for the college money.
Right.
And I joined and started buying. But, you know, listen, there was no patriotism to die for this country. I would have did my job, you know.
And that's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. Had it been go fight this country or do that. I mean, shit, I was an aircraft refueler. So we were in the war zone in the Red Sea. I mean, in the Dead Sea. Not Dead Sea, I'm sorry. In over there by the Black Sea. They were bombing Saddam Hussein in 96. You know, we were in the wartime war zone for about 40-something days. So my life was on the line. They could have bombed our ship or tried to. But you know, the military to die for this country.
Hold on, Drew. Yusuf Cobb said, Steve, he said in the super chat, he said, "Blue, they ended up charging me." This is the same dude that had said talked about what he did.
Oh yeah.
He said they ended up charging me with aggravated assault on the police, and the police came to court and lied on me.
Wow.
Yep. That's what they do, man. Listen, man.
Check this out. Let me tell y'all a short story, right? So I'm in the United States Navy. I'm 20 years old. You know, on the military, they have their own dance. They have their own clubs. So I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia. The club was called Norfolk Live. So, you know, you had a lot of people would come there from off base. A lot of, you know, military kids. All this, you know, older now. But so we all jam groups. But I was drinking. You know, I was drinking. I was underage. We drive to the hangout, the gas station, which is the hangout about a mile down away from the base. I'm in the store. My homeboy starts arguing with a girl. So we're both arguing with her. This chick, she snatches my chain off. I had one of the little Jesus piece joints. this 96, 97, 90, 96. And she snatches my chain off and throws it. So I picked my chain up. And I was like, yo, I'm about to smack this chick. I was like, and I had a couple drinks. So I'm like, this chick about to get her jaw rewired. But I just grabbed my chain and was like, all right, whatever. So I'm in line. I paid for my gas. This short white guy, I'm going to tell you how I saw it. Short white guy, about up to my chest. He comes up to me and is like, get the F out the store. So I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? So then he's like, I'm security. So I'm like, all right. I said, listen, dude, I already paid the lady. I gave her my money. I'm waiting for my change. I'm like, all right, let me get my change. I'm out. He starts yelling, no, get the F out the store right now. So I'm like, I'm looking down on him. So I'm like, man, please. You know what I mean? Like, what the freak? This dude jumps on my neck.
Wow.
He jumps on my neck. I flip him off me, and we're like flying out the door. And while I'm in midair, I'm cocking my right hand back. As soon as we land, I'm gonna drill him. And we land, we hit the floor, and I cock my hand back to cracking. And next, you know, I'm like levitating in the air. You know, some dudes grab me. So I'm throwing them. I throw one, and then I throw the second one off me. And when I threw the second one off me, I saw they were cops.
Oh man!
Right. So I'm like, oh, so soon as I see the second one was a cop, I'm like, yo, my bad, yo, what the fuck? And dude just sprayed me with the mace immediately. Bah! So I get to the police station. I'm spending the night. I asked him what's my charges. The cop says assault and battery on a police officer. So I'm like, yo, I ain't touched them dudes. I flung them off me. I said, I stopped when I saw they were police. He said,
Right.
no, the security guard was a cop. The dude you slammed out the door.
Yep, I was just about to say that.
So I'm like, yo, what the F? He never identified himself as a cop. He never said anything like, I'm a cop. You know, especially back then, I would have been like, dog, if he'd be like, yo, I'm a cop, you gotta leave. All right, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Right.
That way I want to, especially in the military, because you get in trouble, they'll kick you out.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, so long story short, I go to court, and they're like, yo, you can do 6 years, you minimum. Also, they scaring the hell out of me. I don't have enough money for no lawyer. So I go to court without a lawyer. I don't have no money for a lawyer. I'm a damn E2. I ain't making that type of money. I go to court. I'm in my uniform. The cop is there, and the other 2 cops are there. The security guard, he's there, but he's not in his uniform. The other 2 cops are in their uniform. We got a black lady judge. She's sizzling mugs before our case. I'm sitting there like, oh snap, this black shit don't mean nothing. So I get up to her and she asked me what happened. I told her my version. Dude tells his stuff. So then she's doing her talk, and I said, Your Honor, I said he's disrespecting the court already. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, he don't have his uniform on. You know? And she looked at him and scowled at him and ripped him a new one, dog. Ripped this cop a new one and threw my case out.
Wow.
Dog, I was like, yo.
But you see how quick that could have went sideways.
Right. And exactly. So, I mean, man, listen, this crap they get so much favoritism, and it's just bananas. You know, it's their word against yours, and your word don't mean nothing anyway.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know my story, Steve, but I got my grandfather was killed by police brutality in 1977 in Queens. Then my uncle, which was his oldest son, his firstborn son, was murdered by the police in 1985. Police brutality. My grandmother won both cases. But when my uncle was killed by the police in 85, his wife was pregnant and she lost the babies. She went to a coma. She was 7 months pregnant. She had twins. She was pregnant with twins. She lost those babies. And we lost 4 people.
Wow.
Police brutality. And my grandmother won both those cases. So people don't understand when I speak from this, I speak from experience. In a seven year span, my grandmother court, and my uncle, she had to leave outside of the state of New York to find legal representation because nobody wanted to go against the state. And on top of it, it took 2 months to bury my uncle because they continued to do autopsies because they were trying to say that he lunged at them with a knife.
Wow.
So and they didn't know that a lady had it on camera that you know, and we have the tape of him right now of him being murdered. The cop told me he was in a suit and had a brim hat, and he was telling the cops he was on his way to work. They killed him in his driveway.
What?
Yeah, they was chasing somebody, and the dude that they was chasing ran and slid underneath his car. See, they didn't know we had 2 witnesses. The dude they was chasing ran and slid underneath his car. They saw my uncle grab my uncle. He was wearing a suit. The dude they was chasing had on shorts and a sweatshirt.
Right.
Mix that up.
Black man to do though.
Right. So any black man could do exactly. And so they ended up, he's telling the cops, they didn't know a lady was recording because remember back then, recordings and stuff wasn't that big, camcorders and stuff. You know, you had to, so they didn't know the lady recorded this, right? And the guy was underneath the car. They thought he jumped the gate. And so this guy, they told my uncle to get on his knees. My uncle was saying, let me reach in my back pocket. I got my wallet. I'll show you my ID. I'm on my way to work. He had his own business, own clothing line. So he said, I was going to my factory. They told him to get on his knees. He said, if you give me a chance to reach in my pocket, I can show you my ID. The cop shot once. And my uncle says to the cop, hey, it grazed his head. And my uncle says to the cop, you going to shoot me? You getting ready to kill me? And the cop shoots again and shoots him under his eye and kills him.
What?
Yeah. And in the movie Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee had contacted my grandmother. So that clip, that piece that where Radio killed, that was based off of my uncle because He wanted to actually do the whole story as a biography, a true story on my uncle, but my grandmother didn't want to keep reliving it, so she gave him permission to do that part.
Yeah.
But what happened was my mother had got down there in time before they moved my uncle's body, and it was a riot. And my mother, somebody screamed out, "That's his sister," right? Because it's really my father's brother. But my mother made it down there, and somebody screamed out, "That's his sister," and the cops grabbed her. They slammed on my mother on her knees and everything because they was trying to prevent her from getting. But she saw him laying there and his blood dripping, and took him, threw him in the back seat. Once they realized my mother with the family was there, they threw him in the back seat, and the fire truck came and washed his blood away. So that's Radio Raheem. Yeah, that's why you see Radio Raheem was thrown in the back seat, because that's based off of the situation with my uncle. So people all the time, you know, my aunt, which was my uncle's youngest sister, she went to a coma for 2 months. His wife, that happened in the driveway, she went in a coma for nearly 3 months, you know, and she lost the babies. Obviously, they couldn't save the babies. And so when I tell people, man, you know, when you try to tell me this is not about race, or when you try to tell me this is not about and I went through this in the span of 7 years.
Damn,
my grandmother, she buried her husband and her firstborn son to police brutality, and she won both cases. And do you know the cop that killed my uncle? This cop pleaded insanity because they said he wasn't in his right mind because his daughter had overdosed on drugs, and his daughter gets drug. Yeah, my grandmother got $4.5 million for this case.
What year was this?
This was 85. This cop didn't go to jail. He ended up getting fired or whatever. He moved to Arizona, and would you believe that he became a security guard and killed somebody else in Arizona? And now he's there.
Wow.
Because they didn't know his background and what took place here in New York. So this is why I tell people, when people try to tell me it's not about race, it's not about this, I watched my grandmother expression change overnight and never ever come back.
Right.
I'm going to allow one of my other brothers going to come on. His name is LeBron. He does black reviews, black business reviews, and all types of stuff like that, man. And this is something that's definitely needed. We need this, man, in our community, you know, to be able to know where to go to support black businesses, man. That's a great thing. Ron, what's going on with you?
What's good? What's good? How y'all doing?
Good, brother.
What's up,
Good,
Ron? What's up?
But yeah, I'm out here in Atlanta right now.
How is it out there, man?
I mean, it's crazy, but I live near the airport, so I'm not living near to it. But like one of my friends live in Buckhead, and he said it's crazy out there, man. Like
They getting it in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yo, man, this is one of the things I've always said this, man. This needs to happen across the nation.
Yeah, it does.
It needs to happen. It doesn't need to be stopped. It needs to continue on until they really get the picture. We sick of this shit.
Yeah.
Period.
I actually saw T.I. put up a post. I think he said it was riots in 32 states, and they only televised 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me say something.
Richmond turn it up.
Pittsburgh, and they're
Yeah.
but there's no riot.
They're turning up right here. Brooklyn,
Yep.
and Manhattan, and Union Square, 14th Street. Let me say this. I saw this tweet. I'm not on Twitter, but I saw this tweet. They of course, everything that's on Twitter, they put it on all kinds of social media. What's that white hooker name? Tommy Lauren.
Yeah.
That saltine, because you know you can't say cracker on social media anymore.
But you can
CRNC. You can say nigger, but you can't say cracker with an A. So I just call them saltines. I call them Ritz. I call them saltines. Motherfuckers know. So this mean saltine, Tommy Lauren, she says she doesn't understand the riots. Why would you burn up your neighborhood again or something like that? My response to her, you know, I'm on Twitter, but I'm like never on it. But my response to people that say that, turn up, burn up. You know why? We don't own any of that real estate anyway.
Nope.
We don't own it. And all of that shit is insured. So when you burn up Target, Once the shit dies down, it's just gonna erect again.
But
And
check
maybe
this
this
out.
time they'll hire everyone from the hood.
But check this out, bro. I just posted literally my last post on Instagram and Facebook. The owner of the Target in Minneapolis and another owner of a store was like, "Let that shit burn." He's like, "I got insurance. I understand." You know, they're making a statement.
Thank you.
I'm with the people.
Yep.
Thank
And
you.
hold on, let me let everybody know, man. I got my we got the brother, the king, the champ, Steve Cunningham, 2-time world champion, superstar boxer is on the panel. We got my brother Drew Titan on the panel, and my brother LeRon, man. LeRon, man, I want you to let everybody know, let Drew and let Steve and let everybody else know what it is that you do, man, because I think it's very, very important, man. Me and LeRon, we grew up since we was 5-6 years old, man. You know,
All
so
right.
Babies.
yeah, families, man.
So
Our families know. So I just want to go ahead and tell them what you do.
Yeah, so basically what I do is I feel it's important for us to keep our dollars within each other. So what I'm doing is I'm buying my own money, buying black-owned products, testing them out, and doing reviews. So I'm dropping a review every week. I don't know if you can see back there. I got like black-owned dishwasher detergent, black-owned laundry detergent, black-owned garbage bags, black-owned glass cleaner, black-owned all-purpose cleaner, black-owned candles, whatever you can think of. I'm trying to get everything black-owned in my house. So I'm really getting closer to that. Trying to get everything black-owned. Yeah, man, because I'm trying to keep my dollars within our own people. Because that's the way the real power is at. It's not.
It is.
Yeah, because the last time something really changed with the boycotts, with the buses.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just do that. I'd rather keep our money within ourselves so we could just build up that way. You know what I mean?
Well, brother, I completely agree with you. Something I learned late in life. Out here, well, I live in the Bronx, but in Brooklyn, I remember the first time when I traveled through the Hasidic Jew area in Brooklyn, and nice little community they have, and every store is run by them.
Yep.
And I spoke to a guy, and I found out that the Jewish dollar exchanges hand to hand at least 8 or 9 times before it leaves the community.
Yeah.
That's why they're so tight knit. And, you know, I keep saying it because Brother Malcolm X said it. We're not outnumbered. We're not the minority. We're not outnumbered. We're just out organized. And our priorities, you know, I always say, show me where you spend your money and I'll tell you what your priorities are.
Facts.
If all you got to show me when I'm talking about us uniting and moving forward, and I look on your personal body and I see Gucci and all this other shit that don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have a name brand. What's the most expensive name brand I have is Adidas, and I use that because I work out.
Right. I feel it.
But you know, now it's interesting you say that because in the last couple of years, I've been looking for a black-owned company that designs sneakers or something so I could rock their wear. I don't give. I'll model it. I don't care because it's becoming more and more obvious that we're not wanted here anywhere on this world, but we're here, and they got to deal with us.
Yep.
And when I say they got to deal with us, when we remain absent and we don't focus on the goal at hand, which is our own self-preservation and our own self-advancement, when we don't focus on something like that, we just become crash test dummies.
Yeah.
All of this shit going around, and we have a bigger thing going on, and you got dudes like Floyd Mayweather saying, yo, I'm just gonna go ahead and do me. You know what I'm saying? And then a few years ago, when Mike Brown got shot, they threw the microphone in front of one of these bum ass rappers' face, and they asked him about that. Was it Lil Wayne or was it one of these Lil Young, whoever? And he stared at the reporter. He said, yo, we ain't worried about that. We shining, we iced out. Man, I almost punched my goddamn monitor, man. I said, look at this nigga. Look at this nigga. And you see, that's the difference between like people like that and the Jewish community. Out here, in the height of all of this pandemic, the Jewish community, they threw their funerals and they get into the street and they do whatever they do. And the mayor pretty much told them about themselves, but what he did was he put them all in one group. And then what did they do to the mayor? They said, shame on you. You can't do that to us. That was just one church or whatever they called it. That was just one synagogue. That wasn't all of us. We ain't all do that. Okay, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. Okay, the point is we're in the middle of a pandemic. That's number one. Number two is you guys did not follow the social distancing rules. All right, and nobody came and slammed you on your fucking head, because I could tell you right now, as we speak, 96th Street in Uptown is Harlem. 96th Street in Uptown is Harlem, and if you violate the social distancing rules, they pushing you, slamming you on your head in front of your kids and everything else. But 96th Street and downtown is Midtown Manhattan. They're handing out masks to those white people. Hey, you're supposed to have on a mask. That's what they're doing. And I'm witnessing it. I'm seeing this. You understand? So you can't tell me what's going on, because I live this. And these are things that I'll say to a white person, and they'll hear me and they'll see it. But their core beliefs will make them refuse to believe what they're seeing with their own eyes. And that's what we call cognitive dissonance. And before it slips my mind, Steve, do you have any kind of relationship with Paulie Malignaggi? Because I had a conversation with him on my brother Reggie Miller. I was watching basketball earlier. My brother Reggie Owens' page. You don't have any kind of, you don't speak to him? You don't follow him on
I did up until about 2 weeks ago when I found out he was a racist.
Thank you. Okay, well, I had.
Hold on, Drew, before you. Hey, Steve, let me just get these super chats for y'all. Coco. Salute to Gravy Davy. He said that's why I refuse their promotion to manage and sales to continue working on turbines all across the country. At Con Ed, Astoria plant from coast to coast, because I refuse to live on my knees.
Yes, sir.
Eric says salute to everybody on the panel. We got one more. I thought we did. Can't see it. Yeah, we got one more.
But like you were saying about that, not to cut you off, but like you were saying about the black dollar, how if you go to a Chinese restaurant, knowing you live in the Bronx, you see it. If a Chinese truck pull up to that restaurant, you see nothing but Chinese writing on it. They get their food from each other. They sell to everybody else, but they spend their money all with each other. And I posted a question on my Instagram. I'm like, I got this black-owned cleaning product. I clean my whole apartment with it. Flawless. I'm like, how come black-owned cleaning companies not using black-owned cleaning products to clean other people's houses? Like, keep all the money circulating, but take everybody else's money. That's how everybody else is doing it.
Hey, you to add to that, you know what I heard? I haven't spoken to this sister in forever, but she tried to open up a beauty supply store, and the word on the street was the major outlets don't. It was harder for her to get her material in bulk because they refused to sell to her because she was an Asian. That's fucked up, man. You know, you got to jump through hoops. You know, and ever since this thing grew legs and started running, well, I haven't had Chinese food in forever, but I mean, look. I don't support their business, man, and I ain't got to be nasty to them or nothing like that. But it's survival of the fittest right now, and my people come first, man. My people come first because we put everybody. We've been put in a position where we have to put everybody else first.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Up in the hood, there's guaranteed in New York City, you can see a few things. Guaranteed, you'll see a bodega owned by the Arab or maybe the Dominican. You'll see the Chinese store, and now you'll see like a Kennedy Fried Chicken or Texas Fried Chicken or Mama's Fried Chicken, and who's working in there? The Arabs. All these people move into your hood, and they don't hire you. All right, but you purchase for them in bulk.
That's why I don't understand when people are consistently saying right now on social media, us, people that look like us, black people, that's saying, hey, man, this is getting out of hand. Stop rioting. Stop doing this.
Right.
Why are you doing this to a gas station? Why are you doing this to the boat? Man, you don't own none of that. Why does you don't own that?
No.
You don't own it, man. What do you think Do the Right Thing was about?
Why does it matter to you? You don't own it. This is the problem. We are lazy. It's convenience. You could in 20 feet and there's a Chinese restaurant. It's a liquor store, a bodega. So you don't want to tear. When I saw a black man say, "Why you tearing up a gas station?" what the hell does it matter to you? For one, you live in New York, you don't even need a car.
Right.
The gas station, you don't own it, and they don't treat you nice when you go in there.
Yeah.
You care. It
Yo,
makes no sense, man.
And to go back what you said about the beauty supply store out in Long Island, is a black-owned one in Baldwin. They opened 2 super beauty supply stores, walking distance, owned by Asians, just so they could tell
So
them
they go offset it.
Yep, 2
It makes
superstores.
yeah.
They took over Pathmark. They made a beauty supply store, so you can't go to the black-owned one.
Yeah. Salute to Retro Boston Documentaries, my brother Blood. He said you're a good brother, Blue. Shout out to you and the brothers on the panel. Yusuf Cobb, he said Steve Cunningham, man, they out here protesting in Philly.
Oh, that's what's up, baby.
Yeah,
You know, listen,
out there.
Philly is a old school pro-black throwback Black Panther, Black NOI. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, Philly. I know Philly gonna get down. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Philly is the goon capital of the United States. But people don't know it.
They don't.
It's the goon capital.
Philly got some deep roots when it comes to this racial hate bullcrap. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Move situation that went down in Philly in 1984.
Where they dropped the bomb.
Dropped the bomb.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know. Yeah, yeah. My relatives are out there. I know.
Right.
I know all about
I
that.
used to go to church. Around the corner from that, and we used to have to walk past them blocks every Sunday. That's Philly. That's Pittsburgh. My son. Oh, they doing it. They doing it here. So I'm in Pittsburgh now. My son just brought me a picture. They busting the cop cars up. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
That's
Do that,
Just
man.
them up. Salute the Keyboy DFs in the super chat. He said, blessings to you, brothers. Gerald Morgan, he said, as an African-American soldier serving 9 years currently, I had to send my soldiers home for a day due to my heart being with Mr. Floyd. It was worth the criticism from leadership because I stand for what's right. God bless.
Salute.
Yo, that's what's up, man.
Mhm.
I feel you.
African Sci-Fi Scholar says, salute fam, great panel. The super chat, me circling our black dollar.
Right.
Great.
That's right. That's word up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's word up.
You know,
And you see,
and get back to this Paulie Malignaggi, man. You know, he's from right here in New York, from Bensonhurst.
Dog, I got in his brother's neck, man. I've been on his neck for like 2.5 weeks, man. We done had so many words over social media. I just told him, like, look, dog, I can't even be in the same building as you. I might come over and spit in your face.
there it is.
Straight up.
It amazes. And my thing is, I want to ask you, Steve, man. You know, you're vocal about it, and again, it goes back to if there's not something done about this. I hit up Stephen Espinoza,
Yeah,
and because I actually wanted to get him on here with us. You know, because I want to know if he expressed himself in that manner, like you said earlier, how could he possibly be watching a fight with fairness and not swaying the public's opinion?
exactly.
And then it's clearly he has an issue. He continues to say there is no racism, and his comments where the black boxers era is over when we still dominating the sport.
Still,
It's simple. Like, how do you think, Steve, being accomplishing what you accomplished in this sport, and being a champion and being the voice and being still a major figure within the sport, how could you be? Only Deontay Wilder comes out and he gets all this criticism for saying he didn't want Paulie Malignaggi there.
right.
He want him to be, commentating his fight or nothing. He didn't want him to be involved, and he got tons of criticism. But what you think? All these other black boxers, if there's not something done with Paulie Malignaggi, how's this going to bowl over? Because the fans are going to be like, hey, it's on blast. The world knows what Paulie Malignaggi, his perspective. How can he possibly, today's time, when things resume, actually be able to commentate a boxing match? And if let's Spence with the fight Terrence Crawford.
I mean, it's really because the corporation or whoever is hiring him for the commentary job, they don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? If Steve Cunningham came out, shoot, some of the stuff I'm very vocal about what I say, but I am working on a contract with FS1 to comment, to be a regular commentator there. But I'm still like, all right, I'm gonna push the envelope, but I don't want to go too crazy to where these, one day a mug can be like, oh, yo, we can't hire you because of this post. You know what I mean? But
before you continue, Steve, and that goes back to why I said when we have Steve Cunninghams standing up and risking it, we must protect the Steve Cunninghams. Just like you just said, you working on, you still have your own family, your own wife, your own kids to take care of, and yet you still stand on the front line. We can't let that go. We have to show power in numbers. We must stand behind Steve Cunningham so that way he can't be unjust. There can't be no, oh, we're not going to give him this job because he's staying. No, then we must show up to those places.
Right. I feel you.
In defense of Steve Cunningham because he's doing it for us.
Right. I feel you.
So go ahead and continue though.
So basically it's I don't say deeper stuff, real emotional stuff that I want to say. You know what I'm saying? That'll satisfy me at that moment, but it could bind me up a bit. I'm still being tactical even in what I say. So, but for Paulie, if I would have said what Paulie said as a black man, I'd have been asked out.
Right.
It's not the same playing field.
People would be bitching.
Right.
So this dude can say this old racist nonsense and still coast and still feel comfortable, and that's because he is living in systematic racism, but he's on the opposite side. That same racism that he says doesn't, that same racial oppression that he says doesn't exist. Damn right it don't exist for fucking Paulie Malignaggi because you never experienced it.
Right.
Well,
no,
you know what?
He experienced it. He's the problem.
Exactly.
It's different when he's standing on the other side of the fence, so he sees it. He's just pushing it out.
Nope.
He not receiving.
Let me say this. When first of all, I just said his name. I say a lot of names. I didn't know he was going to respond to me, and I screenshot the conversation, Blue. I'm gonna text it to you. But I like to let people talk because you could tell a fool by his words.
Yeah.
And he said some revealing things.
Oh yeah. Indeed.
And one of the things he said to me was that because he's trying to justify the Arbery shooting in a roundabout way. He'll turn around and say, well, maybe he was shot. If he didn't grab the shotgun, he wouldn't have got shot. And I said, Paulie, a truck pulls up while you're jogging. Because he tried to say, it was off the strength of him saying, check the new evidence player. Yeah. And I said, what evidence? Right. Because the owner of the property said he didn't break any laws. So what evidence are you talking about? Right. And I was excessively using the word player, so he understood that I understood what he was saying.
Exactly.
You understand? So I kept saying player. You know what I'm saying? So he caught on to that. But he said to me that he doesn't type much because his words could get misconstrued. I said, well, Paulie, I heard what you said. Now, you're not typing what you're saying. I mean, people could misquote you. I can give you that. But what I heard you say was through audio and video, and it was your voice. Right. Were you misquoted? Are you saying you made a mistake? He never responded.
Of course.
He also said something weird like, okay, well, I've been jogging my whole life. I know you're a fighter, or you used to be a fighter, whatever, and I never went jogging in khaki shorts. I said, Paulie, well, I didn't know there was a dress code to go jogging.
Right.
I didn't know. So, he changed the narrative, and it's not illegal. It don't matter. I said, Paulie,
if he was out jogging, it don't matter if he was walking. It don't even matter if he was going in there to steal something. Two civilian ass motherfuckers don't just jump out of truck with guns.
They don't enforce the law. They're not even regulated to force the law. I said, Paulie, you go jogging in Brooklyn right now, right? In a pickup truck with two people on it. I didn't even say black people. I said two people on it, pull up on you, and you turn and run in the other direction, and you see another truck coming. Now you're getting chased, and then when you get cornered, the person jumps out with a shotgun, Paulie, and they're at close range. What do? I said, Paulie, don't tell me you're gonna stop there and ask questions. You're from Brooklyn, my dude. Right. You're from Brooklyn. You already know what it is. Right. And all he could do is saying He said, "You're right." Now, here's what else he let me know. We always talk about a racist mental state. How it's a sickness because
It is.
it's a sickness that doesn't register to them because they're raised that way. And when you're dealing with someone that's raised a certain way, they can't identify. They'll never be able to identify what happens. Now, a guy like Paulie Malignaggi would look at the terrorists that rammed those planes in the 9/11, like in the towers, and say, "Well, how could they do that? That's just crazy." No, when you're born and raised to believe that when you commit suicide, it's in the name of Allah, and you get 800 versions in a goat, when that's drilled in your head, you can't deprogram that overnight.
Right.
Just like you can't deprogram a racist when he's raised to believe to hate us in a roundabout way. Now he could be cordial towards us, but deep rooted, it's racist, and I'm explaining how.
Go ahead.
I mentioned slavery, and he said, "Do you really want to talk about slavery?" I said, "Well, it's all a part of it." He said, "Well, no one said anything." Now listen to this. No one said anything when your people came to Sicily and enslaved my people.
He hit me with that shit. He hit me with
Bro,
that same line.
hit you with that same shit, right?
That same line. Go ahead.
So check this out. I found out two things about him. First of all, he's angry at that, and he doesn't know shit about history. I know. I just found out something. You're not Italian. You're Sicilian. You said your people. You're Sicilian.
Black.
He's black. That's his problem. That's his problem. He has brown eyes and black hair because he got nigga in him, and that's what makes him sick.
Listen, I got under his skin with our last combo on. It was under some racist ass Italian Instagram page called Italian Parking Only. I got people ever since I've been vocal about Paulie's racism. I got people in my DM sending me screenshots of Paulie liking racist comments.
Wow.
Following racist pages. So one of them racist pages I went to, and I looked at all the joints. It's all about black dudes. They're like, the dude who made the page is like all against black dudes. So I added Paulie and was like, I'm not surprised that your ass is here. You know?
Wow.
And he chimed in with all that. So, I'm going back and forth with him and the dude who runs the page. And I said, listen, both of y'all just fucking mad because them black Moors came to Italy and laid seed in them women. And you come from them motherfuckers. So
now check.
That's when he got touched and got all deep and wanted to get like.
Now, Steve, check this out. And see, I didn't get to light him up like I did. What I did tell him, I said, "Paulie, see, I took the high road like I always do, like we always do. I took the high road."
Hold on 1 second, bro. African sci-fi scholar asking Ron. He said, "How do we get to follow you in your reviews?" So let them know real quick, Ron.
LeRon's Reviews. Basically, my name is spelled Leron Reviews. You can find it right there. That's it. Just put it in the search bar.
On YouTube?
Same thing on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Same name, all platforms. Make it easy.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Drew.
Yeah. So like with Paulie, first of all, we had an in-depth conversation. He follows me now on the gram. I told him, I said, "Look, you say that you get misconstrued all the time. You live in New York. Well, I don't know if he lives in New York anymore, but I live in the Bronx.
Right.
You can hit me up. I'll hit you up. I said, hit me up on the DM so I know it's you. We can exchange numbers and we can meet social distancing with a mask and have a Starbucks and we can have a conversation. Because I doubt he'll come on my show, but that's neither here nor there. But what he doesn't know about the Moors, when the Moors came to Sicily, there was no rape. And we didn't leave Sicily with slaves and bring them back to Africa. We went, we mingled with the residents, we laid seed, we left.
Let me
left.
Let me tell you something I told him also. It's just like when I went to Italy in the Navy. I went to two spots in Italy when I was in the Navy. Man, them women love black dudes, man.
They sure do.
They freaking love black dudes. Greece and Italy, man, we couldn't keep them off us.
Mm-hmm. That's what he didn't like.
Where do you
rape his people? Ain't nobody rape his people. Them ladies opened their legs and couldn't wait for that black man.
Where do you think tall, dark, and handsome came from? Where do you think that phrase came from?
Right.
The first mixed kid that came out in Sicily was tan with their kind of hair with brown eyes and black hair.
Yep.
Tall, dark, and handsome. And he had black in him.
He's mad.
And Paulie and Paulie's mad. Paulie's mad because he's every bit the nigga that he thinks we are.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a question for you. How come Paulie gets so much?
Go back a few generations because your grand. I said your great granddaddy black. That's probably why you mad at us right now. And he flipped out.
I got a question for you. How come Paulie gets so much attention and that y'all giving us so much energy towards him? Like, why is he getting that energy? Why y'all just leave him on goofy time and leave him alone and just worry about something else?
I can answer. Let me say, you know why? Because he can influence. He has such a big platform that he can influence so many different people that we got to address him and call him out on his shit because so different people that he gets to touch. Like, see, he did those interviews, and that interview that he did got almost 100,000 views, right? Mm-hmm. And he's talking about the black athlete, black boxer's career, that era is over, and so on and so forth. And he worked for Showtime, so he's the face, and he's the main commentator time that gets so much publicity, and he gets so much.
We can't sit back and let guys, especially on that level, just say anything. Like, I know it's all cool and oh, you use wisdom because you let it roll off your back. Now fuck that. F that. You know what I'm saying? That's for them corny ass cool niggas who don't want to get confrontational. We're beyond that stage. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We have to speak up, pull these mugs out of the closet, put them on blast. Period.
I'm just a tiny. I have a tiny. Go ahead, brother.
Especially in boxing, right? You see, Deontay Wilder pick and choose who he dialogue with, right?
Yep.
And when you have Paulie Malignaggi came out, and you see Deontay Wilder never addressed this. So Paulie Malignaggi came out and just with an onslaught towards Deontay Wilder. Hey man, this dude wanted me fired because he lost and this and this. So his narrative, people follow that and would say, "Oh, you see, Wilder didn't want him there because he felt like he was swaying the people with fury." But in reality, Deontay Wilder didn't want him there because he felt like he was being racist.
Yep.
And if Deontay Wilder texts me, "Hey Blue man, you see what this dude Paulie this and this," in so many words, he telling me, he wanted to be known, and he don't trust too many people. He only dialogue with certain certain group of people. So, it's our responsibility to call Paulie Malignaggi out for his irresponsibility. Right. He's being irresponsible when he says what he says. Just like with Steve Cunningham, right? He'll go out and put out a narrative about you, Steve. Oh, Steve is this and Steve is that.
Yep.
People in the boxing world and the sports world is so small. Actually, I want to tell y'all, Mace the rapper, he just texted me. He told me to tell all y'all that he appreciate what y'all doing for the sport and for us. So Mace the rapper.
Oh damn.
Oh damn. Oh.
I met him years ago in the gym in Atlanta, bro. You talking about he wanted to be a boxer back then?
he just sent me a message to let. So he watching right now. So
that's what's up.
Yo, let Mace know. Yeah, it's off topic.
He watching. So
Mace. Mace a funny dude. First of all, I'm a fan of his since he was Murder Mace, and I used to hang tight with a chick he used to smash, man. She used to talk about this dude all the time. It's hilarious, sir. It's like back in 96, 97, it was hilarious. But anyway, back to boxing. Back to Florida. But
if we don't, and I get what you're saying, Ron, because like it's like a catch-22, right? Why we even, giving them, the attention, why we even giving them the publicity of free promotion, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In Paulie's case, we got to get him because Paulie talk. He talk, and if you're not savvy enough, he got the gift of gab. He overtalks you. He's a fast talker. And and if you're not able to slow his conversation down, he'll convince you that he's right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Or the people. Now you got to understand his audience. His audience is white America. You know what I'm saying? Because they see themselves in him as a former world champion, as a world champion. So if he's out there speaking all of a bit of support towards the stereotypes they already have, oh man, it must be true. Then. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm cool for thinking the way I'm thinking.
Right.
If we don't address it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
now,
why I'll take my time.
He can influence. He
now,
has influence.
I'll give you my assessment of it. Everything that everyone said here is right, but I'm gonna add to that. I'm just a small YouTube channel with a small Instagram. I just said his name and he responded to me.
Yeah.
What the fuck you talking to me for?
Because he knows he's out there.
Because he know. Yep, because he know. It
Mm-hmm.
was on Reggie Owens' page, and I just tagged his name, and I'm sitting down in my living room and my phone goes off and I see his face on it. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this really him? And I said, oh shit. So I responded and we dialogued. It's still up there. Blue, I'm gonna send you the whole conversation. It was hilarious.
Yes,
but
and that's the thing. That's another thing. See, Paulie double dipped.
Yeah.
Understand is Paulie is not only here in the States on Showtime.
He's in UK.
Right? He's in the UK.
Yep.
So he's doing this in the UK and he's doing it here.
Well, that's where that first interview came from. The UK.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the phone with a UK dude.
Yeah.
And the race thing came up about Devin Haney. And
Mm-hmm.
he starts going into the black fighter, the era of the black fighters over that old bullshit. So
mm-hmm. and then he doubled down on what Harry Merchant has said, that Deontay Wilder, the last black heavyweight boxer, is just it just went by the wayside. And so
really? Merchant still talking shit?
And the thing that got me the most about this, Steve, is he went on this is what I almost said something that Deontay didn't want me to put out, but he went on the show with Sean Porter, with the panel, and he said this in front to them.
Yep.
The panel.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, this is what I said. I said someone at the PBC must be asleep at the wheel, because when that shit came on, I said, why is Larry Merchant even sitting there?
Right.
He's like 104 years old. His mentality hasn't gone past 1960. You know what I mean?
Right.
He still thinks that the Negro skull is 8 times thicker than a normal human being. He probably referred to us as another species.
Yo, he did. He totally did.
Come on, he's smart. He knows what he said.
It's trigger words. It's trigger words to his audience.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these
like Fox News.
It has Neanderthal DNA in them.
Exactly.
That's right.
And we don't. They say it. The black man, the brown man, South Africa, South America, we don't have Neanderthal DNA, but the European and Asian do. So yeah, we are different species. We are the original.
Yeah.
Listen, man, black is not even a color.
I want to ask all y'all this, right? Me and Steve was we alluded to it, but I want to start with Steve.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask y'all again, man. I want to get all y'all opinion, because I believe that it's important, man. Like I said, we got Steve, he's talking about it. Look at all he accomplished, and he served the country, right? So he's more than qualified to speak his mind and his state, how he feel. But how do we get these other athletes to be able to, because I think it's a level of fear, and there's a level of just not concerned, because they feel like they got their money and that don't concern me, Floyd Mayweather. But how do we be able to get their attention? I tell the people all the time, in this one sport that you as a fan could directly affect, if no other sport, is boxing.
Yep, you're right.
Right?
You're right.
Your dollar is directly affect their lifestyle.
You're right.
So, but what can we do, man? Because this is important, man, and we need not just Steve Cunningham, not just Deontay Wilder, not just LeBron James, but we need to be able to put pressure on all these athletes because it's bigger than the sport. It's bigger than basketball,
It
football,
is. It
baseball.
completely is.
Right.
The
Go ahead,
issue,
Steve.
so the issue I see is one. Some of these dudes ain't gonna change. You know, one, like I said, they got the money, they got this fame. They trying to keep that, so they want to appease. They don't want to be natural. You know, hey, naturally that shit. You see this dude getting his neck kneeled on. Man, I almost cried. He calling for
I cried.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it.
But
I cried. I cried, man.
So
when he started calling for his mother, his mother's already passed.
Yep.
Like, like, how could you? And the worst part, not to cut you off, Steve.
No, you got it.
The worst part about it to me is you had 3 dudes, grown men, in there talking about, hey, don't do that to the brother, man. Hey, you're killing the brother, man. Hey, and then you riot after he transitioned. Now, well, that's too late. Now you want to cops. Now you want to throw bricks through their window. Now you do that before. It's preserve life first.
Preserve life. Do that shit while they doing it. Get them off that dude.
Right. Save life first, man. You listen to this grown man say, hey, calling for his mother. Hey, ma, I can't breathe. He's starting to be delusional.
Right.
No, the next thing is transitioning at this time. Yep. But Steve, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
That's all good. So basically, I look at it as these brothers are going. I'm not going to mention this fighter's name, but you guys may know him. If you do, you can mention it. But I heard a story about a fighter. This is from the LDBC brothers. They were saying they talked to this fighter, or somebody talked to this fighter and brought up some racial issues, and the dude was like, "Oh, my dad's white." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you got these fighters who don't relate, and this money and fame thing is just number one to them. It's priority to them. They won't change. Now, the only thing that will change them may be a situation happens to them. You know, they get beat the hell up by a cop, or they get brutalized, or somebody in their family gets killed, then by a cop. Then you might see a so-called Floyd Mayweather out here beating the horn of police brutality and racism and stuff, maybe. But until then, money is God to them dudes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
And I can't call, and I won't say, they scared. These dudes are champions and fighters. You know what I mean? A fighter ain't scared of nothing. It's what you to not do. And these dudes are choosing to not deal with this shit now. Why? Because money is God.
And do you feel like because Steve, you guys, let's be real here, right? So you feel like the money they feel like the money is a barrier that keeps them safe from what we experiencing?
Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. I mean, you can feel like that until it touches you, until you get that still nigga moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Until you have that still nigga moment with all that money in your pocket, a lot of these dudes believe that stuff don't affect them. I mean, Lil Wayne, I brought up Lil Wayne. He said something to the effect of, somebody asked him about one of the police brutality highlighted issues, and he was like, "Man, I'm worried about my fans. Look at all these white faces I got in the fans. They love me." Some old nut ass shit like that. It's like, okay.
Can't make this up. Go ahead, Ron. What you think about it?
As far as athletes, I believe that a lot of them grow up privileged. I can't speak about the boxing world, but I know, like, my son played AAU ball, and if you nice, they gonna take care of you since you 8 until you get to the NBA. And you're not going to live the life that we live on an everyday basis, because you're going to be protected, and you're going to be a star athlete, and you're going to be in that town, and say something happened to you, that cop going to know you for playing ball. You know what I'm saying? So the athletes don't grow up in that same development.
True.
And like you spoke about Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne been in the game since he was 13.
Yep.
So he didn't grow up like that either. He might have known people, but he didn't grow up like that. He don't register to them. And a lot of us do have this mindset that we don't want to see it, and we just block it out, and it's come normalized until us. And we just be like, all right, fuck it. We're just going to keep going on and on with it. But at the end of the day, it is a real problem. And athletes, I just think they out of touch. They out of tune.
You're right.
And they don't want to mess with their dollars. They only got a short window to make this money. A lot of them are not really educated because they don't have to go through school. You know what I'm saying? They get pushed through school and college, just become an athlete, and help everybody else out, but they're not really educated enough to speak on it. Like if you saw the Jordan documentary, he said he don't want to speak on it because he don't know nothing about it. These athletes don't know anything about it, and they don't have a reason to be educated because they got their money already. They live in their life, and sometimes they do speak out. They can speak out of turn, not knowing the full facts, and then they look stupid. You know what I'm saying? So just too many barriers for these athletes to try to speak out on it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we really put it on the athletes? You think?
I believe we should, because we're in the era of people look at us as their Martin Luther Kings, as their their idols. You know what I'm saying? Athlete says this, and people are hanging on to every word.
Yeah.
If LeBron James say I'm wearing Reeboks because they make me feel good, then Mug's gonna just wear Reeboks. What we say, they treat us like we are quote unquote gods. Sometimes and people give you their kids. Yo man, do this. Here this. You're my kid's role model. Motherfucker, why are you not your kid's role model? You know what I'm saying?
Laziness.
Right.
I had a easier to let someone else be a role model for the kid.
I had a guy tell me, "Oh, you shouldn't post that because kids watch it and or looking at you, and you're a role model." I said, "Listen, dog, I'm only obligated to be my children's role model."
Facts.
When I signed on to be a champion or a boxer, I signed on to win fights and put on good shows. I didn't sign up to be nobody's role model. Now, if your children can look at me and take something from it, great. But I'm a human being, bro. You won't catch me drop some F-bomb somewhere. You might catch me post a pic or something that you don't like. But you should be their damn role model. You their father, not me.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like athletes don't step up and don't come to the cause. Should we boycott them? Should we put them on goofy time?
I think so. You know why I think so? Because, like Steve just said, the influence that they have. You have a responsibility to, even though you don't want it, it's because of you African American, you black. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of where we come from that, unfortunately, our children, majority of them, look to the athletes more as a role model than they can in their own household.
Yeah, exactly.
So look at us, man. We spending Michael Jordan. We spend $200, $300, $400, $500, and all he doing is recycling the same sneaker.
In worse condition.
Yeah, and it's like, but look at the effect. People will stand out there 12 o'clock at night till 5 o'clock in the morning to get a pair of sneakers.
Right.
But you know what though? That goes back to what I'm trying to do. Like I'm trying to put in people's head that we got black-owned products, and I want the parents to start using the product so the kids know it's good, so it can go down. Because kids are buying Jordans because of the parents bought Jordans. Like my son is in the Jordans because I was in the Jordans. I'm not in the Jordans no more, but my son still likes it because he said, "Oh, my dad used to wear Jordans, so now he want to wear Jordans." And that's what it is. We teach our kids something that we don't know we're teaching them.
Well, listen, I'm
see what you said. I'm gonna let you go right after this, Drew. I'm sorry, bro, but you see what you just said. See, unfortunately, Ron, you see, like your son is he grew up with you.
Yeah.
So he's picking up, on your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So you are his role model.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just picking up on your lifestyle, your habits, right? But unfortunately, we got other kids that's out here that they picking it up from Floyd Mayweather. They picking it up from Lil Wayne, right?
Yeah.
All these kids run around drinking lean and their pants is too tight. It's like, dude, what are you doing right now?
And that's why you see all these rappers dying because they all drinking lean like Wayne.
Right, and now we got rappers, these kids, because they kids. They're not even making. My daughter just came to me and she's like, "Hey, Dad, did you realize that there's a thing going on where all of these kids rappers are dying by 21? Their birthdays is similar and all of this stuff." And it's like, man, because they becoming the role models for these kids, for our community. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why it's glad for us to have this dialogue, man. And I'm glad that we got, so many different, we all do so many different things right here. It's great to me, man, because like I said, Steve is two-time champion. Ron, you know, you got look what you created for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I know where we came from. You know what I'm saying? You it could have easily. We know people that are not fortunate like we are. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you know. And look at Drew in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Drew, you out there doing that, man. I just saw some and I'm switching the narrative. I'm gonna go back to it, but I just saw they had 4 buses in the city that blocked the police officers from being able to get to the protesters. So they wouldn't drive the bus. They refused to move the buses. And so there was a barricade between the police officers and protesters.
That's what's up.
Yeah, there's a lot to that story. I know some people that was involved in that. I'm not going to speak on it right now, but we'll talk behind the scenes about that. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so this is needed. You know what I'm saying?
It totally is, and I'm sitting here amped about this in a good way because this is what we need. Voting ain't did shit for us.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Putting black people on the police force ain't did shit for us, but turn the black people over to them. You know, people keep getting hype about when we get black politicians. Yeah, I'm like, man, as soon as they join the system, they integrate. They're not gonna do anything for you. None of these presidents have changed our hood for the better. They got worse. I've been alive since Reagan. I remember Reagan on up to now, and our hood's got worse.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, you motherfuckers out here running around, and I know a lot about this system. That I know voting don't mean shit. I know a lot about this system, a lot, and I know voting for president doesn't mean shit.
The Reagan administration committed genocide.
Exactly. That shit, all of them. You know?
Yeah. And look, Nitty G just said a pair of Jordans came out today. They're $300. See, this is what I'm saying, man. And he said, you know, like he bringing it with it. That a sneaker.
I'm a Bulls fan, right? I've been a Bulls fan since like 83, 84, since I was like 8 or 9 years old. That was the team I picked. My favorite color is red. My cousin said, follow the team. That's your favorite color, whatever. we the Knicks out here. I said, well, blue and orange is horrible. He said, what's your favorite? He said, what's your favorite color? I said, red. He said, we got the Hawks and we got the Bulls. I looked at the jerseys. I said, Bulls. He said, you take this team, you follow it till the day you die. And this was before Mike even came out the goddamn draft. So I'm not a front runner. I was around when Orlando Woolridge and the Iceman ended up finishing off his career in Chicago. So I go back that far.
Damn.
So when the Jordans came out, you know, everyone in my school was running to get Jordans. So I said, I guess this is the thing to do. So I said, Dad, I want some Jordans. So we go to the store and he looks at the price. Now back in the 80s, that shit was like, it was like $180 back then. And he looked at the, he turned the shoe around, called the dude over and said, is this for real? Is this a misprint? He says, no, it's 180. So I said, Dad, can I get it? And my father looked me square in the eye. He said, you know what? I'll get you these sneakers if you could beat me one-on-one in the court. And I looked him right in his face and I said, he gonna try and kill me on that court.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? That was the end of that. And that's my Jordan story. I never bought a pair of Jordans. And I got more wise as I got older. And I said, you know, I'm not gonna get this man 100, 200, 300. And every year the price went up, by the way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
And they
I'm
got
not
worse quality.
and they got worse quality. Now the ones that I fell in love with just by looking at it was the ones that came out in '93. When the whole flap came over the top, I said, that's flavor. But you know what? I still ain't buy it. And I had it to get it, but I still ain't buy it because my priorities were always different. Now I have bought some dumb shit, but my priorities, you know, as you get older, your priorities change. And I just couldn't see myself spending that. If I'm gonna spend that much on something that goes on my feet, it's gonna be a work boot. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be some shit sneakers that I'm not even gonna play ball in because people buy them, they don't even play ball.
Right.
It's a contradiction. Yo, Steve, can you imagine seeing the 800? Can you imagine seeing Dan Raphael in some boxing gear?
Right.
That's a contradiction, man. There's nothing athletic about you.
I never thought about it that way, man.
It's crazy. So I can't see wearing now I play ball and I have ball sneakers, but you're gonna buy Jordans to not play ball?
And Jordan's the worst ball sneakers to play ball in.
Right.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah,
I heard that too. And I'm not shitting on sneakerheads because there's people that purchase it because they love it. Listen, if that's your thing, that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? But to me, and it's just to me, there's no value in it. I never saw value in it. You understand? Now, again, I bought like silly shit, but I was also 18, 19, 21 years old. I grew out of that state. And
that quality is. I have a pair of Jordans from, I want to say 01, 2000. Mm-hmm. The bottom fell off. I don't rock them no more. The bottom just fell off.
Dogs. My boy bought a pair of Jordans.
That's crazy.
And he wore them to the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and the soles came off of his.
Yeah.
The soles came off the bottom.
The bottom came off.
Came right off. I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
No bottom.
Oh man,
I believe you. It's crazy, but you know, it's we need to mobilize, and I was talking to a lot of the brothers, man. This movement right now with what's going on with George, it feels different.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is just something else is gonna go away," and I'm like, you know what? Not this time.
Yeah,
not this time. I don't think it's gonna go away. The whole feeling is different. It's in the air. You can cut it with a knife. And everything, isn't it funny? Everything's falling into place. You know, I was real salty about that conversation I had with Paulie, but I meant what I said. I would love to have a conversation with him. But here's the thing. Off the heels of him telling us that there's no such thing as systematic racism, I asked him, I said, can you give me your definition of systematic racism, and when do you think it ended? Give me an exact time when it ended. An exact time. And if the motherfucker says anywhere when slavery was abolished, first of all, slavery really wasn't abolished. If you can read the fucking Constitution, all right, it was never really abolished. That's number one. Number two, after it was abolished, could we vote?
Right.
We couldn't vote. You know what I'm saying? We women couldn't even vote.
Right.
What the fuck are you talking about? See, Paulie, there was a lot of unanswered questions. So I told him if you was misquoted, I want you to repair it, because I heard what you said via video and audio, and that's the worst. That's an enemy to somebody. So just, to go back to what I was saying, I didn't give him light. He responded to me because obviously he saw what I said. He went to Reggie's page and he saw what I said. He wrote a big old paragraph, responded to me, which means I said, okay, this guy's angry. So let me get him. So I got him.
Yeah, he's a vulture. You got to watch out for people like that.
Yeah, well, he got to watch out for me because I know how to deal with that.
Yeah, it's a different.
And when I left the door open, so I said, "Yo, look, hit me up in the DM. I'm from New York, just like you, and we can have a conversation." And I'm still waiting. And I promise to be nice.
I got a question for y'all. How do y'all feel about, like, I guess, what is it? Is it right wing people now kind of going against law enforcement and speaking on it? Do you think that's genuine, or you think that's just a temperature in the room that they just want to be a part of that?
I think it's.
You talking about right wing groups?
Yeah,
you know what it is. This is why
I'm not saying that was wrong. How this police officer kills.
This is why I say the temperature's different now, because I think like you notice, you see on the news, a lot of the vandalism is being done by guess who? White people.
Yep.
Okay, I've been watching the news. I've been paying attention.
Yep.
All right, and a lot of them are doing that. But I saw an overhead camera view of three people. It was two white guys with their hands up as the police walked towards them. One black guy with dreads. Who do you think got shot with the rubber bullet first?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Like I was
right. But who was closer to the police? The two white guys.
The white guys.
You understand? Yeah. So the reason why I say that this temperature is different with this situation is because what I'm seeing is they don't want to be in the way of that right hook when it's coming.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's coming.
They don't want to be in the way of it, so they want to be on the winning side. Right. They're saying, "Oh shit, you know what? I think this is it. I think this is it. They really going to get their point across this time. And I don't want to be a broadside of that version of, remember that white guy that got yanked out the truck during the Rodney King riots and he got hit in the face with that bottle?
Yeah.
They don't want to be that on a grand scale. They don't want to be that guy. So they'd rather be with us than against us. But if I was a fly on the wall to listen to what they said in their own house, my head will spin.
True.
But they don't want to be in the way of the right hook, man. Because it's coming. This is different.
I want to read what Reese Joe. I want to read what Reese Joe put up there, man.
Reese,
that hits, man. She said that's because most of these older men not being grown men nowadays. Older men and with the younger men, and ain't too much leadership in our communities to be an example for the youth.
Right.
Again, Reese, that's a fact.
Facts, because you got older than you got grown. You just got older.
You got older dudes.
Say it again, Ron.
Hey, I'm sorry.
No, I said just because you got older doesn't mean you got grown. It just means you got older. There's a lot of old ass boys out here.
It's called being a grown adolescent.
Yep,
indeed.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, what you saying, Steve?
I mean, you got these supposed old heads out here dressing, sagging like these young boys, showing their cheeks. You know what I mean? They draw and shit. So, you know what I mean? It ain't the leadership. When the young boys, it's natural for the young to look up to the older. So when the older dudes is looking down at y'all mugs, at the young boys, we got ourselves a conflict of interest. We got a big problem, and that's what's going on.
I forgot what rapper said it. It'd be like, yo, what he said? You older than me, but you still a little nigga? Something like that?
I identify. I don't know who said it, but I identify with that, man.
Yeah.
I identify with that.
You know, so my stance, man, I think when I saw that the mayor of Minneapolis stand up there and he crying and, you know, he had to take pauses because he so-called couldn't breathe and
get the freak out of here.
He couldn't believe that this happened to a human being. And I told people, I put that video up on Instagram. I said, please don't believe this nonsense, man.
Right. Don't.
For one, here's the thing. If you see a tragedy like that, I don't have to write down what I need to tell the people. It's just going to come from the heart.
It's going to come from the heart.
Look down at a piece of paper and read off the piece of paper to express how horrible I felt when I witnessed that. Oh, I can stand up there and tell you that at the drop of a dime.
That's like LeBron did with the Kobe, the Kobe funeral. They had the
memorial.
He didn't read it. Yeah, he just went off the head because it's genuine.
Right. He started to, and then I can't. You know, it's pointless because I could tell you what I just put down on the paper, just how I feel.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to keep. So that I watched the man continuously look down at the paper, and that told me everything I need to know. Why you looking down at the piece of paper? Right? And why you pretending that you need to gasp for air because you can't find the words? And then he said, I couldn't find the words to describe. Why you looking for words to describe it? Just be natural. Don't look for words to describe it because the cops didn't look for a way to express themselves in that situation. They didn't look for the correct way to express themselves because if they did look for the correct way to this, if they took a second to think, they wouldn't have did that.
But listen, everything that's said by these mugs right now after the city done burned is hindsight and them trying to cover their ass and stop more damage.
Yep.
Because they sent 75 cops to do crib to protect him.
Yeah.
You should have locked him up from the gate. But they didn't think this was going to hit people like it did. So they thought it was a normal killing of a black dude, whatever. And then once it started getting heated, we're going to arrest. Or no, they didn't use the word arrest. He's in custody.
Right. They apprehend him.
Protective custody because that's the safe form.
Was it that same city or state where the black officer with the Muslim name shot that white woman? They said the cops, the cops turned their back on him, arrested him immediately. He got 13 years. He's still in prison.
Yep.
Right.
And it was an accident.
What y'all think about? What y'all think about? They publicized dude's wife filed for a divorce yesterday? Like,
man, that's all. Listen, that's all. That's them trying to gain sympathy. Okay. That's them trying to get to grab hold as much of the narrative that they can and control as much as they can. And you see what they're doing? They're compiling their bullshit. The wife, the mayor crying. Oh, now the coroner's talking about dude would have died. He had other. They're trying to find ways out for this dude. They're trying to help him. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
people need to stay and stick with this. They need to say, if these motherfuckers don't get time, and I'm not talking about 3-5 years, that cop needs 15 plus.
Mhm.
If they don't get time, we gonna burn the rest of this shit down.
And I said this, right? I don't even want time. I want
Right. I don't. No, I don't. I completely don't. They need to just let a mob of motherfuckers run
Right.
up in the cell and
Mhm.
end it for it. Period.
And-
Eye
hold
for an eye. Now, this is
I
the
want-
only way they're gonna understand us, man. And when they kill one of ours, we take 1 or 2 of theirs. That's really the only way they're gonna fucking understand this shit. We sick of this shit.
Man, my thing is the reason I don't push for time is because when he go in the system, he gonna be protected with people that look like him.
Right. Right.
Yeah. No, I want to push for the death penalty.
Right.
Put him. He can't go to protective custody. He needs general population just like everybody else.
Die. They know he's gonna die. Well,
Right.
let's have it.
Right. No, don't put him in there where he could go in PC and COs that look like him is gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and he gonna be getting extra breads and extra milks and oranges and
They probably go in there with the G, link up with the Aryan Nate Brotherhood.
They're gonna protect him as soon as he get in there, whether he want it or not. They're gonna protect him.
Exactly.
And he's gonna go that way. He's gonna go that way because he's gonna try and survive for the rest of his life, which is why he needs his life taken.
Right.
Like how he took this brother's life, he needs his life taken from him legally this time.
They need to let some big, greasy, muscle-bound, dreadlocked head black dude go in there and wrap his fingers around dude's neck and watch him evaporate.
And this is another thing, right? I was telling people, we caught up in this. But let's not forget what just happened to you know what I'm saying? Because now, under is going to fly under the radar. You know what I'm saying? We paying attention to this and the riots and everything that's taking place, and all of a sudden, these cops are not going to get the justice. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Not even cops
overlooked. It's going to get overlooked. You know what I mean? So, both of these things. Ironically enough, man, in this trying time that we going through all the way around, we living in a. And I don't understand how people don't want to seize the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody's not built. Everybody's different. Is here to do different things, right? But my thing is just, we are living in historic times. We
are.
It's a privilege to be alive right now, to see this.
Right. And my thing is, just told somebody that, it's amazing to me that I don't believe that they believe that the Caucasian race was going to rise to the same and meet us and start rioting and doing all this stuff.
Yeah, really, because this crap touched a lot of white
people.
No,
I think it's a perfect storm because you got the coronavirus, everybody's locked in houses, everybody lost their jobs, everybody's frustrated, no TV, no sports is on, no distractions, no movies. You only got $1,200. That's less than my rent. Like everything's a perfect storm for people to really wild out. And it happened.
Right. Yeah.
It's a perfect storm.
But I'm gonna let you guys get your last words, man. We've been on here for 2.5 hours, man.
Yeah.
Felt good.
I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, Ron, man, go ahead and let the people know where they can find you.
All right, so YouTube, LeRon's Reviews is LERON 'S Reviews. Instagram is at LeRon.reviews. Facebook, same thing, LeRon Reviews. You can find me on those 3 platforms right there.
And tell them what it is that.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I forgot. People probably just came in. So basically, what I do is I buy and review Black-owned products. So every week I'm doing a review on Black-owned products. This week I'm doing boxers. I got some Black-owned boxers I just got from this company out here. The following week I'm doing a review on Black-owned laundry detergent and fabric softener. I think the following week after that, I'm doing a review on the Black-owned garbage bags. So there's a lot of things I got coming out.
And so this is something that needs to be supported, man, because this is for us the dollar to circulate amongst the dollar, man, amongst each other in the community. So, Ron, I appreciate everything you're doing. Hey, Drew, let them know what you do, man, and where they can find you and get you over to that 1,000 sub mark, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you because I was just coming in the house and I saw you was live, and I was like, "Oh, I got to jump on this, man." Oh, LeRon, I'm about to sub to you as soon as I get off of here.
Appreciate that. Same here.
I am Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Y'all already know. You can follow me on Instagram at Drew Titan, and you can follow me right here on YouTube at Drew Titan. I discuss health and wellness. I am LDBC strong. I don't play these games. I discuss health and wellness, and I also talk a lot of boxing. I also do a pop-up live called LDBC Strong Raw. It's an acronym. Respect all warriors. I have fighters of the past, present, and future. Some trainers. I want to find out what they're up to. I want to find out what the business is like and what can we do to improve the business of boxing. And we fling around different ideas, and I just bring information, man. And this is how I show love to my community, and especially the LDBC. Blue blood, man. I'm telling you, I haven't met such solid brothers in a short amount of time until I got with the LDBC.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I take what we do very, 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 very seriously, man, because this isn't a pop-up dick blowing thing where we just, ride a couple of fighters and then when their career's over, we just disappear. No. It's deeper than that, man. We love the sport and we show love to our fighters in particular. And we discuss it impartially, but we let you know what it is, man. You're not going to talk reckless, man. We respect the sport, and all we want is to be respected. And if you don't respect us, get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Steve, you a solid dude, man. You a solid dude. I'd love to have you on my show sometime in the future.
Hey,
Get some time.
I'll follow you. I don't know if I already do. I will, though.
No doubt, family.
The Queen, Reese Joe, said, me too. Yeah, we see you. We know Reese Joe out there.
Yo, Reese, I'm scared of Reese, man. She got a mean right hook, man. Reese don't she like she'll punch someone's teeth out?
Hey,
Reese is a strong black woman, man.
We need those.
Yeah,
we need those.
Yeah.
We need those.
She 10 toes down, man. And last we got the two-time former world champion, man. Well, two-time champion, man, because there ain't no former. Once you're a champion, you're always a champion.
Yeah, the world ain't over yet.
Yeah, and you serve the country, man, and man, you just see, and this is what I'm talking about, man. You could always tell the ones that are 10 toes down with their community. You understand? I changed the time from yesterday to today, and I told Steve that I wanted to do it yesterday, and then I changed it from yesterday to today. Today is Saturday, man. And he got a family, he got a wife, he got kids, and he just sat here for nearly 3 hours with us. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting people like Deontay Wilder, man, that people don't understand why I say I'm a ride with Steve till the wheels fall off. I'm a ride with till the wheels fall off, man. And I tell Steve just like I tell Deontay, man. And I told Deontay to his face, when and if the wheels ever fall off, I'm gonna be there to help you pick it up, put new ones on, and we're gonna ride again.
We're gonna ride out. Ride out.
Again.
Word up.
So
we need that type of support.
That's a fact, man. And for what y'all do, man, and not having to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because many, like I said, man, we see Floyd Mayweather, hey man, all lives matter. Colin Kaepernick need to get up off his knees and go get the check.
Oh God.
You understand what I'm saying? And so I had an argument with Floyd Mayweather at the Ritz-Carlton, man, but that's for another day. And so, man, that dude is something different, man. But I respect what he do in the ring. I respect what all y'all do in the ring, man, because you put your life on the line.
Oh, Blue, real quick. Real quick. Everybody listening, go subscribe to The Real Michael Nunn.
Okay.
The Real Michael Nunn.
Okay.
He got his YouTube page up and running. I'm helping the brother with some content, and he got some big things going.
All right.
So everyone go. It's The Real in caps. The Real Michael Nunn. The Real. He's getting his IG up and running. Okay. But the brother got some things brewing, man. Some big things happening, man. So I'm happy for the brother. I'm in contact with him, and I'm helping him do some big things, man. Each one teach one, man. I'm learning from him, and he's learning from us.
That's
what I mean.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So like I said, man. So he switched the day and came. He's still here. You understand? So it's like it's appreciated, bro. Steve, man, want to let you know that, man, and we must stand behind you and protect you, man, because
I appreciate
you know
it,
you
man.
put yourself out there, man, and we know how this could go, man, especially with somebody you or your stature and your platform, man. So we appreciate you, Steve, man, and anything you want to tell the fans and the people out there, any last words?
All right, man. I just want to thank everybody, man, for their support throughout my career. I'm not done yet. Been trying to get in the ring for the past year and a half. Took my time off to open my gym. Follow that at USS Fight Academy on Instagram and Facebook. But also, for those of you who don't know, I'm starting a comic book company. Not just doing one comic book. I got stories, tons of stories. We got hip hop, rap, horror story. We got a story about.
Yo, Steve, you need artists?
Yes, yo, I'm the artist. I'm drawing everything. I haven't
Get out of there. I draw.
Yo, bro, we gonna link. Check
Please,
my stuff
yes.
out. I want everybody
Yes.
to go to please subscribe to or follow USS Comics on Instagram and Facebook and on Twitter. My first story is done. I've got a graphic novel done, but I'm breaking it up into 4 parts. It's me, USS versus Hardcore Mirror Man Sword. That's the first comic book. I'm turning myself and my opponents into superheroes. Created a whole universe. It's gonna be dope. You go check the pictures out, and you love my art. It's all drawn by me. The great thing about this comic book is I'm using in-fight photos as the action scenes in the fight. All right. So and I'm drawing it. And so hey, please follow that. Link up. I'm going through publishing right now, and when it hits, man, it's gonna be big. So thank everybody for everything, man. Straight up.
I just subbed. I'm gonna send you some stuff on the DM. I could DM you on that, right?
All right, that's what's up. I need people. I'm looking for other artists. I linked up with my other brother, Battle Rapper MC. We working on a story called Rap Horror Story, man. It's gonna be something different, something special. I don't even want to get into it, bro. But I threw up some pictures on the page, man, just to give you a look at the main character. His name is Streets. You know, dude gets killed in a rap battle, and he made a deal with the devil, come back, and then it gets freaky.
That's fucking high. That's dope. I like that.
Right. So I'm just trying to be different, but my main goal is to bring more characters of color into the comic book world. You know, I grew up watching Marvel, and I'm a fan of Marvel and DC and the things they've done. I love Black Panther. I love all of that, but you know, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Iron Man, all these dudes, they're white characters, and that always bothered me as a teenager. Art was my major in high school, and it's been my goal to like do this, you know. So now I'm in a position to do it, and I'm putting this out there.
That's dope.
Oh, we're gonna link.
Yes, sir. But y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV, man. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all we got for y'all. Salute to each and every one of y'all. Appreciate y'all on this day.
All right, appreciate this.
Yes, sir. Peace out.
All right, sir.
Peace.
Peace.